A seat is reserved for every South Carolina player on Saturday morning before a home game. They receive a challenge from their leader, Coach Lou Holtz, the magician who has molded 6 separate schools into championship-caliber teams. His final test here is to capture the SEC East crown and sustain the excitement he restored to the Palmetto State, something he accomplished over the past 2 years after this team did not win a game in 1999. This season, more than ever, expectations are high and the team is running wild, all part of the grand plan from the leader. Winning was symbolic to the Georgia football team for the many decades that culminated in their only national championship in 1980. Now Coach Mark Richt is here to rekindle the Bulldog bite that was so successful in glories past, and to end a 20-year drought in which the Bulldogs have not won an SEC title. The sky is the limit with the SEC championship and South Carolina in its path. Welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. There is a certain rhythm to this sport in the South. There is a magnetic pull attractive enough to cause more than 80,000 folks to gather in stadiums throughout the Southeastern Conference. Today, the site is the Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina, and the homestanding Gamecocks, led by their quarterback, Corey Jenkins, greeted by family and friends as the Georgia Bulldogs come to town to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks in an SEC battle. Georgia opened its season 2 weeks ago by defeating Clemson 31-28. South Carolina won its first against New Mexico State, but fell last week to Virginia. Now they come home for a very important early season SEC battle against Georgia. On the field first, Georgia Bulldogs second. And good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Todd Blackledge. We welcome you to Columbia, South Carolina, our second game of the season. And Todd, kind of interesting this early in the year to say how significant this game is for both these teams.
Critical for both of them. For Georgia, this is a team with tremendous expectations on them, and I guess you could say the road to the SEC championship starts for them in Columbia, because this is a team that they've lost to 2 years in a row. 2 years ago, they came in here to Columbia overlooking the Gamecocks, got beat. Last year, they took them seriously, got beat again at home. They must win today. For South Carolina, this is a team that's 1-1, but they haven't played very well yet. 7 turnovers in the loss to Virginia. This is a team only had 15 all of last year. The silver lining in that loss, all the mistakes are correctable, and it wasn't a conference game. The real season starts today.
Well, the South Carolina Gamecocks are led by a mature young man at quarterback. Corey Jenkins grew up in this city, played 4 years of minor league baseball, 2 years of junior college football. Back home, he is a senior now, starting for the first time. He's living a dream, but it almost turned into a nightmare in the game last week.
Well, he's mature in age, but not mature in experience as a starting quarterback, and so far, kind of a mixed bag. Now, he can throw it. He has a very strong arm, but he's better as a runner. He's elusive and very, very powerful. Now, the problems he had last week, 4 turnovers, poor decisions, trying to force a play, trying to make something happen instead of just playing the game. The coaches have told him all week, play hard, play aggressive, but in order for us to win, you as the quarterback must be more responsible with the football. Georgia, they have a quarterback situation. Mark Richt has 2 guys that he believes in, and he's committed to playing them both in the football game. David Green last year was the freshman of the year in the Southeastern Conference, but as you can see in the win against Clemson, had his worst game of his career. So they bring in DJ Shockley, the redshirt freshman out of North Clayton, Georgia, and he brought an immediate spark to the Georgia offense. He played 2 series. In one series, he threw a touchdown pass, 24 yards to Terrence Edwards. Another time, he ran 9 yards on a broken play into the end zone, and this is what Shockley brings to the offense. He can make things happen when the play breaks down. We'll see how Mark Richt handles his quarterback situation today.
All right, Todd, this game and every game each Saturday brought to you in high-definition television. We are in between storms here in Columbia, South Carolina, as these teams get set to meet for the 55th time. South Carolina has won the last 2. Never in a series that began in 1894 have they won 3 in a row. Georgia won the toss, and they will receive. Terrence Edwards, Fred Gibson of the deep men. This is Gibson, who had a return against Clemson for a touchdown of 91 yards. And this one he moves out to the 36-yard line, where Georgia will put it in play, first down and 10. And time now to introduce the 3rd member of our commentary team. Let's go down to Jill Arrington.
Well, Vern, it rained hard here last night and this morning. It stopped now, but we're expected to have some rain on and off throughout the game. There's a line of thunderstorms on its way. We were hoping it would wait till the second half, but it looks like it's coming here quickly. Now, they just redid the drainage system on this field, so the playing field should be just fine. And Coach Holtz told me that he said he will stick to the game plan as expected, rain or shine.
All right, Jill, Georgia has a first down and 10. Musa Smith and a tailback. Green going deep, left side. They'll test him early. And it's Fred Gibson with a huge gain on first down.
This doesn't surprise me at all, because with this weather coming in, Mark Richt and the passing game, they want to get off to a good start. It's single coverage. Gibson, a very tall receiver at 6'4", going against Teddy Crawford, starting at corner at 5'10". Perfect throw by David Green, and a great start for a Georgia offense that only gained 203 yards in their opener against Clemson.
That is a gain of 52 yards in the first down pass. I formation. Smith is the deep back, gets the toss, a block, and he cuts down to the 10-yard line. Musa Smith. And the tackle made by Jermaine Lemon. David Green gets the start. He was the freshman of the year, as Todd said, in the SEC last year. Had a very poor outing 2 weeks ago against Clemson.
Well, he got knocked around, too. I mean, it wasn't all his fault. In that first half, Clemson knocked him around. And that affects any quarterback. We saw that affect Rex Grossman last week.
Second down and 8, 3 wide receiver set. Damian Gary and Gibson off to the left. Terrence Edwards split right.
A little different look by the South Carolina defense here.
Smith plunges inside the 5. That'll be short of the first down. And let's check the Alamo starting lineups now. First of all, with the Georgia Bulldogs. Offensive line, it is a good one. Stinchcomb, Jackson, Knight, Breedlove, and Marshall, seniors across the board. Musa Smith, J.T. Wall in the backfield. Edwards, Gibson, the wideouts, and Benjamin Watson is the tight end.
Another place on the field here, down by the goal line. Keep your eye again on Fred Gibson. He's 6'4", basketball player, can jump up in the air, particularly if he gets on Ted Crawford again, the shorter of the 2 corners for South Carolina.
There was confusion coming out of the huddle, and J.T. Wall turned around and said, "We're not certain what's going on here." So they burn a timeout. We'll return to Columbia in a moment.
Miami beats Minnesota in ice hockey. North Dakota wins national surfing championship. Nebraska drops football for badminton. Just a reminder from Olympus Cameras, nothing's impossible.
Oh my, I'll save you, I'm coming in. Wow, that's cold. But I can save you on your collect calls. Dial in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
My dad's gonna build us the coolest treehouse.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing here.
Well, let's see what you got. Oh, wow, treehouse.
He can build anything.
Never built anything before.
Relax, I think you're in the right spot.
He wants a trap door.
Balcony, rope swing.
I'm gonna suggest 16 penny.
You can do it.
You sure I can do this?
He's a genius.
Trust me. All right.
Dad?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think she smiled at me. Great smile. I wonder what her mom looks like. I'm wearing my lucky boxers. She'd look good in my boxers. What if she snores? I wonder if I snore. Don't trip. Don't drool. Relax. How's my breath?
The intense flavor crystals and icebreakers give you a long-lasting fresh breath. And that should give you some confidence.
Get the cool. Get the cool to shine.
Icebreakers. The best way to break the ice.
Your ultimate online sports experience. For the fastest scores, stats, and first-rate fantasy sports, go to CBSSportsline.com or enter AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Storm moving in. It's 3rd and 3 at the 5.
Keep an eye on Fred Gibson. He's up here at the top now again. He's working on Teddy Crawford, who's 5'10", making his first start at corner.
Green looks that direction. Knocked down at the goal line. It'll be 4th down. Rashad Faison, an all-SEC candidate, number 11.
The big stop. Green was looking for his tall receiver Gibson on the slant route. He's throwing inside, and South Carolina does a nice job getting their hands up. Lance Lowry, number 48, the middle linebacker, got a hand on the football, and South Carolina with a big stop. Again, with weather coming like this, you want to get on the scoreboard as soon as you possibly can.
DeAndre Island also may have been a part of that. Now here's Billy Bennett, who had a 43-yarder to win the game against Clemson, and a sideline warning has been issued to the Gamecocks. And the weather moving in. Bennett from 22. Jonathan Kilgo, the holder. And the junior from Athens, Georgia, now 2 of 2 for the season.
You truly are my true love. Our love shines like a beacon. Perfect.
Come on, you can do it. Just 30 seconds of Listerine. Think of all the germs you're killing. Listerine even kills the germs that can cause plaque and gingivitis. See? You can handle it. Germs can't. Listerine. Worth the time, every time.
Have you tried Rolaids' 2 great new flavors? They're tropical, cool, smooth. New Tropical Punch and Cool Strawberry. Taste these great new flavors. Call 1-800-ROLAIDS for a free sample.
From David Fincher, visionary director of Seven and Fight Club.
Look at this.
2-time Academy Award winner Jodie Foster.
Get out of my house!
In the #1 suspense thriller of the year.
We will find you.
Panic Room. Buy it September 17th on DVD.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
He's on top of his game.
I am an adrenaline junkie.
The best sport in late-night television. David Letterman. He's in a league all his own.
Can I have my ball back?
Georgia strikes first, a 22-yard field goal at the end of a 59-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and Brett Kerouac getting ready to kick off.
Boy, it is really windy
in this place right now, too. Wind is going to definitely be a factor, throwing or kicking the football right now. You see the flags and people putting parkas on or rain gear, and the wind is really picking up.
We've got a little lightning going on. It rained heavily overnight, as Jill said at the outset of the game. And we had this window, which caused the optimistic among us to think maybe we're going to dodge this. Here's the kick by Kerouac, taken 3 yards deep, and Jason Farabee will bring it out. Let's go back and take a look at the opening play of this ballgame.
Well, Charlie Strong started with the safest call he could make. 3 deep, rush 3, and all 3 guys are dropping into deep. You can't get beat deep when you're playing 3 deep zone. You have to stay as deep as the deepest receiver, and that time Teddy Crawford just got caught looking back at the quarterback and allowed Fred Gibson to run by him. You start with a safe call, hope your defense makes a good play, and you get beat when you shouldn't get beat.
Andrew Pinnock and Dacus Turman are going to open in the backfield. Behind Corey Jenkins. Hand off. Pinnock picks up a quick 5 out to the 30-yard line. 26-year-old Corey Jenkins grew up in a home that's less than 2 miles from the stadium. As we said at the beginning of the broadcast, spent 4 years in minor league baseball. Then 2 years at Garden City Junior College. Came here, backed up Phil Petty a year ago, and now he is the starter.
And he's a different kind of quarterback, has a linebacker mentality.
This is Taz Robinson, a speedster getting his first start today. The freshman redshirt from Lyons, Georgia, tackled by Chris Clemens. The offensive line for the Gamecocks. The best of this bunch is probably the left tackle, the only junior, that's Travell Wharton. Robinson and Pinnock in the backfield. Michael Ages, Matthew Thomas, and Ryan Brewer moves to a wideout.
The strength of this South Carolina team is their offensive line. It's a good unit. And they've got a 250-pound tailback and a 220-pound quarterback who actually plays like a running back. They're going to make the Georgia front 7 play a physical game today.
Now Jenkins out of the spread. This is more a running set than passing. And Jenkins to the 40-yard line. Kentrell Curry, Thomas Davis with the tackles. Georgia defensively gathers Sullivan, Golston, a true freshman, David Pollock up front. 2 outstanding linebackers in Boss Bailey and Tony Gilbert. They are joined by Chris Clemens, and the secondary to Corey Bryant, Thomas Davis, another freshman, Kentrell Curry, and Bruce Thornton, the junior.
A lot of quick throws in this offense. Quick screens, little quick throws out, or throw it deep. They don't do a lot of intermediate throwing.
Boss Bailey's coming on the blitz. There's the handoff. And Andrew Pinnock is stopped. It'll be 3rd down at the 40-yard line.
Boss Bailey is an explosive player. He's 6'3", 230, 235 pounds. He can move, plays out in space real well, and did a nice job coming off the edge on that play. And tackling Andrew Pinnock is a little bit like tackling a little Brahma bull. I mean, he is a big, big man.
Pinnock checks in at 255 pounds. 3rd down, 6. Jenkins, nice move to the right, first down at the 48-yard line. That's where he can really hurt you.
Well, you know what? He made a good decision right away. That was his problem last week, some bad decisions. Why? He wants to throw to his left. It's not there, so quickly he says, run it and protect the football when I run. A very quick decision, and that's what Skip Holtz, the offensive coordinator, wanted out of Corey this week. Be decisive, make the plays, play aggressive, but be smart. And that was a good, quick decision to a run for a first down.
Near midfield with the first down. Jenkins this season a 5.2 yards per carry average. And this is an official timeout. There's a chat going on near the South Carolina.
You know, they may be talking about if lightning is nearby or how far away it is. I'm sure people in the South Carolina program are in touch with the weather.
Now there's a wall of rain that looks to be no more than a half a mile away from the stadium.
Jill. She has her galoshes.
1st and 10. At the 50-yard line. Here's the toss. Robinson popped, loses yardage. Tony Gilbert, the middle linebacker.
Well, he missed half of the first game against Clemson. He went out with an ankle injury. And he was kind of joking that, you know, Boss Bailey got a big jump on him in leading the team with tackles, because Bailey had 14 tackles and Gilbert only had 4 because he had to sit out the first half. But this is a guy who has led the team in tackles the last 2 years, a very physical inside linebacker.
2nd and 13 after the loss of 3. Screen pass, right side, nobody there. As Golston drifted out defensively and got in Pinnock's face.
Another good decision by Corey Jenkins to throw it away. Now, he hurt himself because he gave the screen away too quickly. When you throw a screen as a quarterback, you need to take a drop and set and really sell it to the defense that you're looking downfield. And he started drifting back and showed screen right away.
And there was a flag. This is Steve Shaw, our referee. And this could be another conversation involving the weather. Nope. Here it comes. This is
on the play. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage, therefore we cannot have ineligibles downfield. There is lightning in the area. We will suspend play at this time. Both teams go to the dressing room.
That is the safe call.
Yeah. Especially if you're wearing a wireless microphone. Like that guy making the call down there. But no, that is the smart call.
We were told that this wave of storms was going to arrive at 4 o'clock, 9 minutes early, unlike most airlines. Yeah. So a weather delay here in Columbia, South Carolina. We are feeling the effects of Hannah storm.
Please stay tuned. The radio station.
Game ashore at the Gulf. And of course, as many of the fans as possible advised to leave and go underneath. And as soon as we have any idea how quickly they expect this storm to pass through, we'll let you know. Georgia with an early lead, 3-0, and play suspended because of lightning in the area. What's the circumstance when they start play?
30-13.
Georgia leading South Carolina 3-0 as we are about to end a weather delay. The play was stopped because of lightning in the area at approximately 10 minutes until 4 o'clock. And this was the moment as Steve Shaw conferred with South Carolina.
Suspend play at this time. Both teams go to the dressing room.
There is a weather room inside the stadium, so Steve Shaw, after conferring with the man who is monitoring that weather system, ordered play suspended, sent both teams into the locker room where they remained from about 5 till 4 until 25 minutes after the hour. They then came back on, and they are in the midst of a 15-minute warm-up. Sufficient time to get ready to go again?
Well, you know, the thing is both teams have the same amount of time. I don't know if it's sufficient or not. You know, you can't really prepare for this kind of situation, but both teams have the same circumstances to work under. I'm sure they're just happy they get to play football again.
Well, it did not take Steve Shaw long to make the decision to suspend play. And just a moment ago, down in the weather room, Jill Arrington had a chance to chat with the referee.
I'm here in the weather room with referee Steve Shaw. Now, I understand the lightning was dangerous. What's the protocol in getting the players off the field?
Anytime we have lightning within 6 miles, we're going to take the teams in, protect them, their safety. Right now, looks like the lightning has cleared, so we've allowed them to come back out, warm up, and we're going to start 20 minutes till. And we understand at about 5 o'clock there's a system behind that. It doesn't seem as severe. It could break up, so we're going to start the game, and then we'll assess it as we go forward.
All right, thanks a lot.
Jill Arrington chatting with Steve Shaw, the official, just a couple of minutes ago. We've got about 5 minutes before the resumption of play, and most of the 80,000 gathered here made their way under the stadium, but some of the hardcore fans in the end zone did stay here. Let's check in once again with Jill, who's live with Lou Holtz.
Well, Coach Holtz, what does some kind of a delay like this do for your team?
Well, I don't think it helps us, but there isn't anything you can do about it. The officials are in control of the game once it starts. They rule for the safety. We just have no other choice, so we have to make the most of it. It's the same for Georgia.
What did you tell your team in the locker room while they were waiting to come back out here?
Well, we just talked about the first play, you know, one-on-one, the guy just got beat, but I thought we played well down there. Then, of course, we drove the ball. We now have 3rd down and 12. Don't turn it over. If we do nothing else, punt it away. But let's get into the flow of the game.
Coach, thank you so much. Vern, back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you. And Coach Holtz getting his team coaching even during the weather delay. That is not a surprise.
Well, you know, he said coming into this game, he's never been more worried about a game than this one, and that includes all the time he was at William Mary. So I guess the good news is he's still only down 3.
Well, let's bring you up to date as to what happened in the first 5 minutes of this game. On the first play of the game, David Green saw Fred Gibson going deep down the left side against Ted Crawford starting his first game.
Yeah, and smart to get Gibson involved early because he had kind of a quiet game last week. He had the kickoff return, but only 3 catches for 20-some yards, so they wanted to get him involved early in the ball game. Got him in the field goal range. They didn't score the touchdown, but they got the 3 points.
There was a fine knockdown on a 3rd and goal that forced the Georgia Bulldogs to settle for a 22-yard field goal by Bill Bennett. So they're up 3-0. And when we do resume play, which is just a couple minutes from now, the South Carolina Gamecocks will be looking at a 3rd and 13.
Now enjoy Guinness anywhere. Authentic Guinness draft in a bottle.
Pushing myself to the limit is what this is all about, and I need an antiperspirant that can keep up. Now there's new High Endurance Clear Gel. Try it. If you don't like it, Old Spice will buy you a stick of something else. A Clear Gel that strong? I'm there. New Old Spice High Endurance Clear Gel.
Is it safe? Yeah, but hurry. This better be quick. Come on, come on, come on. Whoa, there's no way we can beat Dollar's rates. Hey, how are ya? Meeting's starting. Let's go. Yeah, I'm coming. Yes. Dollar.com? Yeah, from now on. I can't afford us.
When it's your money you're spending, log on for our lowest rates at Dollar.com.
The NFL Today's Jim Nantz, Dan Marino, Deion Sanders, and Boomer Esiason use their expertise to select their picks and deliver the Unisys top performers. The NFL Today, Sundays at noon.
Clock's ticking. Let's get out there.
Every 30 seconds, someone disappears. You've read the stories of families torn apart. September 26th, meet the experts who find the missing and bring them home.
Right now, we don't know if she's been kidnapped or murdered or run off to Rio with a dermatologist.
Together, they hunt for evidence.
I got something. Zoom in.
Identify suspects.
When a child goes missing, the person who claims to have seen them last is usually the person that took them.
And time is never on their side.
Okay, missing 16 hours and counting. In most cases, after 48 hours, they're gone.
If someone in your family disappears...
Dad! I have not seen or heard from my son in 2 days.
The Missing Persons Unit is your last hope.
We got 3 sightings in this 10-block radius.
From the executive producer of CSI.
Okay, the tracer's kicking in.
Freeze! FBI! Without a Trace premieres CBS Thursday, September 26th after CSI.
We've got some smiles and sunlight right now. A 50-minute rain delay. Weather delay because of lightning in the area, less than 6 miles away. So the 2 teams sent to the locker room, and now we're about set to resume play with South Carolina trailing 3-0. Doubleheader for you, the NFL on CBS tomorrow. Most of you in the first game will see New England in New York to take on the Jets. Old buddy Dan Deerdorf will be there. And Denver, San Francisco will be the lead game in the second half of the doubleheader. It all begins with the NFL Today tomorrow at noon Eastern time on CBS. Well, more than 80,000 gathered at Williams-Brice Stadium on the campus, or close to the campus of the University of South Carolina. And among those taking refuge during the rain delay, didn't improve his looks any.
No.
Still handsome as ever. What a great mascot. Oh, the ice is always close.
Classic.
Long as the vodka's not alongside. 3rd and 12 or 13, make it officially.
You know, strategy-wise, you know, it's tough to call play 3rd and 13, but if I was South Carolina, I'd try to take a shot deep down the field. Everybody's been sitting in the locker room warming up. You haven't run a play. If you don't make it, you're going to punt the football on 4th down anyway, and if it is intercepted, it's deep down in their territory. So wouldn't be surprised to see Corey Jenkins take a shot deep down the field.
3rd and 13 as we get underway once again. 4-man rush for Georgia. Jenkins will run. Gets a good block from Pinnock. And will be brought down short of the 1st down at the 43-yard line. Tackle made by Boss Bailey, number 45.
But again, I think the thing that Skip Holtz has to be happy with his quarterback, Corey Jenkins, is he's being very decisive so far. When he's making a decision to run, there's Skip right there with the headsets on. He's making good, quick decisions. And the fans booing a little bit here, but this is a good move. Bringing in a punter.
And it is his pooch punter, Joey Bowers, who specializes in the short placement of punts. So 4th and 2.
And Georgia alert to a fake. They're not in a punt block. They've got 4 linebackers there.
Bowers. Yep. One hopper to Damian Gary, nailed at the 15-yard line. Jonathan Martin, number 30, one of the starting linebackers. Fine special teams play. And an effective pooch punt.
Yeah, effective and pretty good decision by Damian Gary when he saw he could field it cleanly, because if he lets it go, it maybe bounces inside the 10-yard line. He at least gets it out past the 15 for David Green and the Georgia offense.
30 yards on the punt. Georgia will go from an I formation with David Green, who hit one of 52 yards on the first play from scrimmage a little less than an hour ago. Hand off Musa Smith across the 20 out to the 21-yard line and into the arms of Lance Lowry, number 48, along with Langston Moore.
Musa Smith ran for over 100 yards in the win against Clemson, but all the offensive coaches were talking about, we need Musa to be more productive. We need him to finish runs better. You see what he did last year, very productive in those first 5 games, and then the injuries really messed him up the rest of the way.
Suffered a groin injury in the midst of game 5. Here's Musa Smith. And this time he puts his shoulder pads down at the 30-yard line. Got an additional 2 yards. That's a pickup of 10.
And that's what they want to see him do. Lower those shoulder pads and finish the run. Now he gets a great block from J.T. Wall, his fullback. But watch Musa at the end of the play. Lower the shoulder and fall forward for about 4 more yards. And that's Rashad Faison, who made the tackle, who's an excellent tackler for South Carolina, but not as big as Musa Smith.
Now the chain gang a little slow in resetting the first down markers. They get them set now. Gain of 10 for Smith, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Green inside pattern to Gibson, gets a great block and weaves his way left, chased by Faison and out of bounds. My, what a block he got just about the point of contact.
One of the things when you throw screen passes in college football, you can get your linemen downfield as long as the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Kevin Breedlove with the nice block. You get the linemen downfield and you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And again, very smart by Mark Richt. Gibson was quiet last week, a little upset he didn't touch the ball more. They're getting him involved right away.
That's the second catch for Gibson. Here is Musa Smith, hit at the line and driven down. Lost yardage back to the 49-yard line. Langston Moore, who has been an outstanding player at the nose guard for South Carolina. Let's check the Gamecock defensive lineup. Up front, Dennis Quinn, who had 2 interceptions against Georgia 2 years ago, along with Moore. Here are the three linebackers. And in the secondary, Robinson, Faison, Island, Jonathan Martin, and Ted Crawford. 2nd and 12.
A little different look now. South Carolina showing a cover two deep safeties. They don't show this very much.
Running play, Smith gets a good block from J.T. Wall, but nice defensive surge by the Gamecocks, and Musa Smith is down at the 45-yard line. DeAndre Island made the tackle.
This is a little different. You see two deep safeties. Normally it's a 3-5-3, but watch at the snap of the ball, right before the snap, they're going to kind of move out of it and sneak this guy up in here to stop the run.
And that brings up a 3rd and 9 at the 46-yard line. Mark Richt, second year head coach at the University of Georgia. Stunts by the defensive line. Green got it.
Langston Moore again. He's the anchor of this Carolina defense. Georgia had a heck of a time trying to block him last year with Kurt McGill as the center. Ian Knight, the new center, and 2 plays in a row. Langston Moore makes the play. Watch Langston. Ran a little twist, and he came inside, and they just didn't pick him up. Breedlove trying to pick him up on the twist, and a good quick move off the ball by Langston Moore.
That brings up a 4th down, and Jonathan Kilgo is on to punt. Chavez Donnings is the returner, and he's pitched his tent at the 17-yard line. Here's Kilgo in his 4th season, and time has been called by South Carolina.
I think South Carolina wanted to try to go after that punt, and for whatever reason, they didn't either have the right people on the field or the right situation to do that.
That is Charlie Strong, the defensive coordinator, who's letting his feelings be known.
Charlie's defense the last 2 years has been outstanding here. South Carolina. Now they're off to a little bit of a slow start. They've actually given up an average of 29 points a game in the first 2 games, and they have been one of the top 1 or 2 teams in the conference in scoring defense the last 2 seasons. Got a lot of young guys, and you got to remember, this is a team that lost last year. Kalimba Edwards, who was a high draft pick of the Detroit Lions, both corners, Andre Goodman and Sheldon Brown, both drafted, both on NFL teams. Willie Alford, one of the Spurs, was drafted, started for the Minnesota Vikings on the opening day. So this defense had to replace some key players.
Well, Langston Moore and Dennis Quinn were the 2 who were conversing with Charlie Strong, listening, I think, more than conversing.
He's also the defensive line coach, so those are his guys, and he also thinks that should be the anchor of this defense because that's where he has the most experience.
Back to play now. Kilgo on 4th and long, and Donnings awaits it now at the 10-yard line.
Number 43 is the key guy, Brandon Schweitzer, in terms of punt block right over the middle.
Kilgo gets it free. There's a flag down, a fair catch made at the 10-yard line, but an infraction of some sort back at the line of scrimmage. Procedure call, so that'll bring the punting unit back on the field for Mark Richt's team.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation. We could hear Steve Shaw in the background.
They didn't go after that punt. It'd be interesting to see if Lou Holtz decides to go after this one. 4th down again, repunt situation. You know, Ryan Brewer would ordinarily be the punt returner, but he has just not been himself here the last couple weeks. Still recovering from an ankle surgery, and they just want to try to give him a break. They feel like he's played too many plays.
So Chavez Donnings is the deep man. He's moved up across the 20-yard line. Here is Kilgo. And will send it away. This one much higher and equally as deep. And Chavez Donnings fumbles it. The ball is loose. And Georgia has recovered.
7 turnovers turnovers last week in the loss to Virginia. 2 of them were in the special teams. They fumbled 2 kickoff returns. This time, Chavez Donnings needs to field this ball, and then when it's on the ground, he's got to go get it. He also had a teammate that tried to pick up the ball. Instead of just falling on the ball, I think that's Dacus Turman, or no, that's Island, DeAndre Island, who tried to pick the ball up instead of just diving on the football. And Georgia with a huge play in the special teams.
Ryan Davis is the man who recovered it. Lou Holtz will increase the pace. They fumbled 2 kickoff returns last week.
Well, he said if they put Ryan Brewer back there is because they wanted to make sure they caught it. If they put Donnings back there is because they wanted to try to get a return.
And Georgia has to call timeout.
J.T. Wall actually called the timeout. DJ Shockley, the new quarterback in the game, and his fullback bailed him out.
There I am. I can't hear a thing. I'm trying to talk to somebody, and voila, it's a conversation bubble.
That's a winner. That's a surefire winner.
When CZB Industries created the Convo Pub, they brought the Kinko's Network team in-house, giving them the technology and people to illuminate the idea and reach growing global markets. And when the phenomenon exploded, Kinko's grew with them. Introducing the Kinko's Network. If it could help a company like this succeed, imagine what it could do for yours.
In my family, if one wants pizza, the other wants Chinese. Even their stomachs don't agree. If one gets indigestion, the other one gets heartburn. If one gets nausea, the other one gets, well, so I get Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it relieves heartburn, indigestion, upset stomachs, nausea, and diarrhea. It'd take a box full of other medicines to do what Pepto-Bismol does. Agree? Agree.
Pepto-Bismol, first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
The wait is over. TV's #1 show is back on the case.
Ready? I'm always ready.
All new CSI, September 26th.
Well, you see graphically why Lou Holtz is walking so rapidly. 7 turnovers last week, 1 in the opener in New Mexico State. Now, DJ Shockley, the redshirt freshman, is in at quarterback. This is Tyson Browning, a true freshman, who gets his first carry of the season. There is a fumble by the freshman, and South Carolina gets it back.
A lot of the times when you play freshmen, you don't know exactly what you're going to get. They've got great skill and athleticism, but you don't know how they'll react in the game. And George Gause gets a hand in there and knocks the ball loose from Tyson Browning. And what a huge play by the South Carolina defense. Mark Richt chooses to take Musa Smith out, put the youngster in, and that decision comes back and hurts him. Although he can't make the guy hold on to the football. That's up to Tyson Browning.
First down and 10. Up the middle, Andrew Pinnock. So fumble. South Carolina, then Georgia.
You know, last week against Virginia, 4 of the 7 turnovers gave Virginia the ball on the 20-yard line or better. Tough to put your defense in those situations. There was another case. South Carolina had to come on defensively and defend the short field, and that time they turned it over. So a great response by the Carolina defense.
And a second down and 8 at the 11-yard line.
And this is where Corey Jenkins has to really be smart with the football.
He'll keep it. Comes left. Out to the 17-yard line. Bruce Thornton, number 7, makes the tackle. It'll be third down. For Olympus College football trivia and the latest top 25 updates, go to the College Football Arena at CBSSportsline.com or America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Yeah, I kind of made the point. I mean, Corey Jenkins is not your everyday quarterback. I mean, he's 220 pounds. He actually, when he went to junior college, he went to play linebacker, and the quarterback there broke his collarbone, so they asked him if he could play quarterback, and he said, sure. I mean, he's a guy who's going to duck his head and run over people.
Good defensive play. Flag is down. So is Andrew Pinnock. Now we'll see against whom. Boss Bailey and Thomas Davis with the tackle.
Andrew Pinnock is getting better as an open field runner as his career develops, but whenever he starts running sideways, you've kind of beat him. I mean, he wants to go north and south, that big guy. When you get him moving sideways, you neutralize him.
On the offense, penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down.
So Boss Bailey and Thomas Davis collaborate for the tackle, 4th down. And here is Tyler Dean on the punt.
Another dangerous return man. Gibson is the kickoff returner. Damian Gary, a very dangerous return guy for Georgia.
And if things go well, good field position awaits the Georgia Bulldogs.
Be interesting to see if Rick goes back to Shockley on this possession, again with good field position anticipated.
Nice and high. What a beautiful kick. Taken by Gary at the 28. Downfield coverage. A flag is on the floor. A 56-yard punt.
What a kick. Man, Lou told us yesterday when we asked him about Tyler Dean, he says he is a great one. You could not ask for a better kick right there. High, driving kick. Get yourself out of bad position, and now a penalty will knock him back even further.
Steve Shaw.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. It'll be 1st down.
We had a 50-minute weather delay. Lightning strikes in the area. But back to play now, and DJ Shockley is in the quarterback.
Mark Richt said he was going to play him more by design this week. His intention in the opener was to play him one series in each half. He wanted to play him more in this ball game. And again, you've got to be concerned with him when he leaves the pocket. Now, he can throw it. He's not just a runner, but he is dangerous when he tucks it under his arm.
And here's a quarterback sweep. Comes right, reverses field. The flag is down. So is Shockley. Rod Wilson, sophomore, number 12.
I don't know if Georgia had enough men on the line of scrimmage there before that ball was snapped. And an aggressive play by the Carolina defense. No, that's okay.
Declined by South Carolina, so Shockley dumped a loss of 6. Shockley will play more by design today, according to Mark Richt, but he didn't want to tell us how much more.
I'm not sure he exactly knows. He just knows he wants him to play more because he can make plays and he wants him on the field. This is a much tougher situation than he's been in, though.
Here's Smith coming right. Good open field tackle by Rashawn Faison. Now Carolina, nice defensive job by Faison. Last SEC championship under Vince Dooley in 1982. Ray Goff, Jim Donnan, Mark Richt. It has been amazingly 20 years since they won an SEC title. 4 head coaches, 4 school presidents, and more than 500 players. Now it's on the shoulders of Mark Richt, 2nd year.
Big situation right here for DJ Shockley. 3rd and long, on the road, deep in your own territory. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Richt runs the football here.
Musa Smith, he needed a ton. He got
almost a ton.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing there is he at least gets that ball out in decent situation for his punter, Jonathan Kilgo. I mean, now Kilgo doesn't have to kick from deep in his own territory. They can flip the field here with a good punt.
This is not a surprise, but Ryan Brewer is back to return the punt.
Translation, let's catch the football.
Yeah, Chavez Donnings on to replace Brewer.
Although Brewer was one of the guys who fumbled a kickoff return last week. That's when the Carolina coaches knew things were going to be a long night, when he fumbled.
Brewer has it. God mentioned he had ankle surgery and hasn't really recovered since then. Well, premiering Thursday on CBS, the new survivors are headed for Thailand And we have a surprise planned for them. We guarantee you'll never guess. Don't miss the premiere of Survivor Thailand coming up this Thursday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on CBS. I wonder if they have brain delays in Thailand for Survivor. First down, 10. Here's the quick pitch, right side. Brewer. That wasn't an easy catch either. Ryan Brewer.
A little trickery, fake the running play, throw the quick screen, and then get a good block from your other wide receiver. Michael Ages, number 7, is going to get the great block. Fake it to Pinnock, throw it out to Brewer, and then watch number 7 right there. Ages with the big block on Boss Bailey, and that enables Brewer to get the first down. With this offense and Corey Jenkins, you throw a lot of screens, a lot of underneath things, and then you throw it deep. Again, they don't do a lot of intermediate throwing. He has a very strong arm. They like to spread you out with formation, run the football, and then throw quick stuff.
First down and 10, might be the last play of the quarter. Gain of a couple to the 48-yard line. Robert Geathers makes the tackle. And that's the end of the first quarter with our score 3-0 Georgia. We'll return to Williams-Brice Stadium right after this message and a word from your local station.
It's PCS Vision from Sprint. Now your employees can connect with the office network when they're away, right from a PCS phone. Exchange email, contacts, and calendars, just like on a computer, instantly. You mean I couldn't have said it better myself.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. See the power behind the PCS Clear Wireless Workplace.
My dad's gonna build us the coolest treehouse.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing here.
Well, let's see what you got. Oh, wow, a treehouse.
He can build anything.
Never built anything before.
Relax, I think you're in the right spot.
He wants a trap door.
Balcony, rope swing.
I'm going to suggest 16 penny.
He can do it.
You sure I can do this?
He's a genius.
Trust me.
All right.
Dad?
Yeah?
Thanks.
The Amazing Race is back. Go! Catch the premiere CBS Wednesday, October 2nd.
I'm a Georgia boy. I love Georgia Clay. Got an old dog. Pet him every day.
Not everybody can be a Southerner, but everybody can play Lotto South from the Georgia Lottery. Lotto South. It's a Southern thing.
I'm a good old boy. Love my ma and pa. When I feel fine, I say yee-haw.
Why won't they let me dance?
Dinner at our house requires a team effort. Everybody pitches in.
Picking the spaghetti. Fixing the salad. Filling the glasses. Baking the bread. Making dessert.
But when it comes to handling our insurance needs,
Our Alpha agent does it all.
Hi, how are you?
For home, auto, and life insurance, call Alpha.
What I'm really excited about with this new show is they get to know more about me and who I am, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. I love to have a good time, and I love to work with humor because I think it's really disarming. I do get in people's face and ask the hard questions. I know with more time and 5 days a week, people are going to get to see the second, third, and fourth sides of who I am, and I hope they like it.
Get ready to get real.
Welcome back to Williams-Brice Stadium, Columbia, South Carolina. Start of quarter number 2 after a 50-minute rain delay. Lightning strikes in the area. And on second down, here is Corey Jenkins with the reverse.
Fake reverse.
Fake reverse. It is indeed. And the pass deep. Incomplete. Intended for Matthew Thomas.
Great play by DeCorey Bryant because they had it. I mean, they executed it perfectly. Here's Matthew Thomas, their big play guy. They're going to try to get him the ball. Fake the reverse to Brewer. It's well executed. It's well protected, man-to-man. And it's a good throw by Corey Jenkins. But DeCorey Bryant just able to get his right hand in on the football. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was there enough to distract the play. And Matthew Thomas not able to make the catch. Now with James Atkinson out of the game, he was their big play guy. Matthew Thomas is the guy as a receiver who has to make big plays for this offense.
Empty backfield, quarterback draw, and Jenkins is down at the 46-yard line.
Nice pressure by Georgia. David Pollock has been, so far in this early part of the season, has played great from his defensive end position, the buck position. A sophomore out of Snellville. He's a guy who kind of came in here as a fullback. He played defensive tackle last year. They moved him to end this year, and he's had an outstanding camp. And he's really is a high-energy, high-motor guy who has played very well.
Damon Gary deep. And Tyler Dean on the punt for the second time. He had one of 56 yards just a moment ago, the third time in the ball game. Nice and high, and Gary will get out of the way. That one into the end zone, touchback. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. And the Georgia Bulldogs, 50-minute rain delay. Folks are coming out of their shoes. Back in a moment.
Kid Again month at Sonic. Featuring our Supersonic cheeseburger, made with the freshest ingredients after you order it. This is the big double meat, double cheese classic with the flavor you remember. Then, take yourself back with the creamy taste of a Barks root beer float, blended float, or choose your favorite flavor. Now just 99 cents.
September 23rd, crime scene investigation goes to a whole new world.
I know where all the bodies are buried.
That's to die for. CSI Miami premieres CBS Monday, September 23rd.
3-0 Georgia leads. They have the ball, and David Green is back in at quarterback, having given way to DJ Shotley for a couple of series. Green first down and 10, Bulldogs at the 20. And off Lucy Smith. That's his 9th carry, and he doesn't get much on that one. Georgia Bulldogs leading it 3-0. And Todd, we talked a little bit at the beginning of the telecast about the situation you said they had at Georgia.
Well, I'm not going to call it a controversy yet because it's not. I mean, the guys get along really well, Shockley and Green, and until that changes, it's still just a situation. I personally don't like it. I don't like a two-quarterback situation. I like one guy to be the starter, and I guess that's the quarterback coming out in me. But I don't think you can play without looking over your shoulder when there's two guys playing.
Three-man front. Here's Green, comes to the left side and finds Terrence Edwards, but it is incomplete as he did not have control until he went out of bounds. Well, Tim Brando working extra duty back in the studio. Tim?
All right, Vern, and by the way, I agree with you, Todd. Hey, let's take a look at Sultan McCullough. This is a guy for Southern California that's up or down. Today, he's getting big yardage against Colorado. They're at the break. It's 20-0. Back to Vern and Todd in Columbia.
All right, Timmy, I wish you could have seen the sense of relief. It was palpable on Todd's face when you said you agreed with it. Timeout has been called again by Georgia. They have used all 3 of their timeouts. Clock management. Time call.
From the producers of Frasier comes Graham and Alice, premiere Sunday, October 6th.
Boom, boom, boom. Shorty again. July and August were saving sensational, but September is unbelievable.
The unbelievable end of summer sale. Barrett is clearing the lot for the new 2003 models. This month, get unbelievable discounts on every 2002 in stock. Hurry, supplies are limited.
I'll make you a believer with top dollar for your trade-in and unbeatable savings.
The unbelievable end of summer sale going on now.
For over 75 years, we've had the best service, selection, and customer satisfaction. That's a Barrett family tradition.
Hey, that's my triple cheeseburger.
Something tells me you guys love food that's big.
A lot.
Exactly. Well, big news. Now you can eat big and fresh made.
Big? A lot?
Sure, come on. Subway's new Extreme Selects footlongs. Pack in a ½ pound of meat and they're fresh made.
Right, Jim. We pile a ½ pound of meat onto each of Subway's 4 new Extreme Selects, like our tasty Southwest turkey and bacon with a full ½ pound of delicious meat, all on fresh baked bread.
Big? A lot.
Fresh made.
Subway, eat fresh!
CBS Saturday.
My name is Monica.
My name is Tiff.
My name's Andrew.
Hi, I'm Gloria.
We are angels.
They make you laugh, care, soar,
Little miracles happen all the time.
grow,
I'm an angel.
and believe.
You know, faith is a very powerful thing.
So spend some time with your heavenly friends.
A visit from an angel is a good thing.
Every Saturday night, they'll touch your heart.
Find the joy.
Season premiere September 28th.
Georgia looks at a 3rd and 9 from the 21-yard line, having used all 3 of their timeouts. They still do lead by 3. Ben Watson in the backfield. Here's Green, little flip out of the backfield to Watson, and Watson is loose. The tight end lined up alongside David Green, and he is out to the 38-yard line. 16-yard gain, and time to check in once again with Jill Arrington.
Well, Vern, I just went to check the radar, and there is another storm less than 20 minutes away. So far, no lightning strikes, but if they see lightning strikes within 6 miles, they will alert the officials, and they'll have to stop the game. But like I said, no lightning strikes so far, so we look good to play for a while.
Okay, Jill, thank you. The storm system coming from the south. And if you did just tune in, we had a 50-minute lightning delay. Began at about 10 minutes till 4. They resumed play after both squads left the field for the about 35 of those 50 minutes. Nice play. Yeah. Ben Watson with the catch. Here's the handoff to Musa Smith. And Musa Smith, the oft-injured running back of Pennsylvania.
That was a key conversion for Georgia on 3rd down. 3rd and long on the road. Little trick play throwing back to the tight end. As you take a look at Moose's numbers so far, pretty good average, over 4 yards per carry. John Stinchcomb, the left tackle, what a great play he made on that conversion. And South Carolina has struggled on 3rd down defense so far in the early part of the season.
2nd down and 5. Here's Smith again. Boy, he is nailed. Langston Moore and George Gauze, 57 and 99, got in there.
This is an experienced Georgia offensive line, but they've had some trouble early on with stunts. Watch the lineman cross right in here. Langston Moore on a little stunt with Dennis Quinn, and the whole thing kind of collapses in the Georgia offensive line. They've been okay when they've had guys right in front of them or right over their nose, but when they get the stunts, that's why communication is so important for an offensive line. And right now, a little bit of problem with the Georgia offensive line communicator.
3rd and 7, Georgia. South Carolina with those problems on 3rd down and the loss to Virginia last week. Here's Green. Flips it out right side, a little high, but caught by Damian Gary. He's then out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. And the Bulldogs will have to punt.
And that's a bad throw, because if David Green doesn't throw this too high, maybe Damian Gary catches it with his feet on the ground and can make one guy miss and pick up the 1st down. But because he had to jump for the football, by the time he corralled it, he wasn't able to do anything with it.
That brings on Jonathan Kilgo again, and Ryan Brewer back to return the punt. Senior out of Troy, Ohio.
Block look.
Yep, 9 men up. Gary's on this corner.
Georgia brings all their protectors in, so they have no gunners now protecting Kilgo.
And here comes the rush. Just did miss it. Brewer waves everybody off. It's a poor punt because of the pressure.
Now, Teddy Crawford is the guy who came off the corner. I don't think he got any piece of the punt, but he certainly was in the vision of Kilgo. Here's Crawford, number 8. Watch the pressure, and a bad punt is the result.
It's real simple. I spend cheese with V's and dropping 90 grand ain't nothing for me. Throw your arms up, move from right to left. Got ladies running their hands across my face and chest.
Pookie, T-Money, roll me out. Zoom in. See that right there? How they get there?
Yo, they said they was with you.
No. They said they was with you. I remember distinctly they said they was with you. Somebody better know something.
Smirnoff Ice Premium Malt Beverage. Intelligent nightlife.
Well, you were out. Life called.
Life called.
And guess what?
You're late. Because you're trying to be everywhere. Do everything.
What you need is some serious money management.
Experts who can create a model portfolio. Then manage it based on your investment objectives.
The money management pros doing what they do. You
doing what you do.
Fidelity's Funds Manager Program, a portfolio of mutual funds designed to manage for people like you. Call Fidelity, because you're not just invested, you're personally invested.
It's surprising how much you miss from 35,000 feet, especially this time of year. Can you hear the leaves of gold crunch beneath your feet? Feel the warmth of family, or show your old hometown to someone who's never seen it before. Get yourself down to ground level. That's where the memories live. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo Country, and with values like this, they're easy to explore. Alamo, the official rental car of the American vacation.
Tim Brando in New York. Coming up on the Gateway Halftime Report, Spencer and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including one of the few road highlights for the SEC. Eli Manning with a touchdown pass. Right now, Texas Tech getting the better of the Rebels. Now let's get you back to Georgia, South Carolina.
All right, Tim, where Georgia leads at 3-0, 11:33 to go in the first half of play, a 50-minute lightning delay. Stop play about 9 minutes and some seconds remaining in the first quarter. First down and 10.
So far, very conservative for Corey Jenkins in the South Carolina offense. 12 runs, only 3 passes.
Here's the fourth, and it is caught by Michael Ages, number 7. Out to the left side. Tony Gilbert, middle linebacker, Georgia, attempting to be the leading tackler on this team again this season, as he was in both 2000 and 2001. And got a pretty severe haircut this summer.
Yeah, I guess Coach Rick's been after him ever since he got here about trimming it, keeping it trimmed. And he liked the longer locks and went ahead and cut most of it all off.
Had a teammate, Robert Brandon, who did the job. Here's Pinnock, who is hit hard as he gets near the first down at the 49-yard line. Well, there's Tony Gilbert on the left, pre-haircut and after.
That's quite a difference. They were bugging him about whether or not he was going to lose his strength like Sampson cutting his hair. He did get hurt in the first game against Clemson.
And he did tell us that he's in the process of growing them back right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Tony Gilbert. High ankle sprain in the first game of the season 2 weeks ago against Clemson. Here is the stretch, and Pinnock did get the first down for South Carolina. Mark Richt, second year head coach at Georgia. Here's Skip Holtz, offensive coordinator, son of.
Yeah.
And a nice man.
And it's interesting. I mean, Skip loves the passing game, and he loved what they did last year with Phil Petty, reading defenses, spreading out, throwing the football around. But he's comfortable with what they're doing with Corey Jenkins. And in a lot of ways, this is just a single wing offense. You have a guy taking snaps at the quarterback position, but he runs running back plays, like right here.
And there is the pitch, and it's bobbled. That was a dangerous play. Pinnock gets down to the 45. I'm sure Lou Holtz had breathing problems for a second.
Well, anytime you run the option, you run the risk of dropping the ball if there's quick pressure. Corey Jenkins does the right thing. He attacks the end man on the line, and he has to make a quick pitch. And Pinnock alertly brings the ball in. It wasn't necessarily a bad pitch, but it happened quicker than maybe it normally does.
The walk continues, second down and 6 at the 45. South Carolina trailing by 3.
Corey's looking to the sideline, and he's getting an audible from Skip Holtz. That's why they try to get to the line of scrimmage and save time and then call the audible from the sideline.
Snap back, handoff. Pinnock breaks into the secondary, rumbles to his left, and has a first down. South Carolina at the 30-yard line, a pickup of 14.
They brought Watt Sanderson, the right tackle. It was a tackle trap, and this was an audible called from the line of scrimmage. Watt Sanderson, 77, lead it up in there, gets the nice block, and Pinnock showing that he has improved as an open field runner. That was a pretty nifty move by a 260-pound back. Breaking tackles, watch the spin move, and he adds about 10 more yards. Again, when you have your offensive coordinator and play caller on the sidelines, you can do that. You can audible to plays from the line of scrimmage.
After the 14-yard gain, first down at the 30. Here's Jenkins, tries to get outside. He spins, but without success, and is down at the 29-yard line. Kentrell Curry, number 4, made the question. Well, the much-anticipated moment in the first half when it is time for the Aflac trivia question. Who was the last Bulldog to lead the team in tackles for 3 straight years? Tony Gilbert attempting to equal that accomplishment. We'll let you know in due time. I'll get the 6th looking passively for the moment. Second down. Quick flip right side. Ryan Brewer gets a downfield block. That frees him inside the 20 and picks up another South Carolina first down.
And that's the second time we've seen Michael Ages, number 7, the senior out of Rex, Georgia, get a key block. Anytime you run those quick screens, the other wide receivers have to get big blocks. Watch this Corey Jenkins. It's just a pick the ball up and throw right now. And then you see 2 blocks. Chavez Donnings, number 83, also with the block under Corey Bryant. 2 other receivers out there. They both get blocks. You have a successful play. Here's Ages. It's not a huge block, but it does enough to open up the lane.
That's a gain of 13 and a first down as South Carolina is inside the 20 for the first time. Pinnock avoids a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. There is a fumble, but no scramble for the ball. So
South Carolina got it back. Pinnock fumbled the football, and I'm not sure who fell on it for South Carolina. But it looks like a big number, a 70-something. Watch, there's a good exchange. He's got it right there as he's going down. There's the right shoulder pad on the football. That's Tony Taylor, number 43, a freshman linebacker. And Watt Sanderson, the right tackle, is the guy who comes up with the football.
It was a big number.
Yeah.
Second down and 7. The Storm, the second in a sequence, is approaching from the south. And here's Jenkins. He'll run. Loves the contact.
Well, that was a designed quarterback draw. As a flag down at the end of the play.
Well, you see the clouds building to the south of the stadium. A crowd today, by the way, of 84,227. That is the 3rd largest crowd in the history of this stadium. And the penalty is going to go against South Carolina, and Corey Jenkins limping off. And Dondrell Pinkins, who has been injured for much of the last month, will take his place.
I think Corey's going to be okay. I think he got hit somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's speaking in a higher voice. Second down.
Again, he does not shy away from contact. I mean, he is going to lower his shoulder and run like a fullback. Got a good block from Andrew Pinnock on that play. But Dondrell Pinkins is a guy who Skip Holtz is very excited about. He's been in this offense for 3 years. He's more suited to the passing game part of it and reading of the defenses maybe than Corey Jenkins. But he's a big athletic guy, about 245 pounds.
3 weeks after ankle surgery, a bone chip, and Pinkins heads to the left, out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
It's interesting talking to Skip Holtz the other day. He said, you know, going into the summer camp, he was thrilled about his quarterback situation. And he had 3 guys. He had a true freshman, Bennett Swigert, he was very excited about. He had Pinkins as a sophomore. He's got Jenkins, the senior, and in 20 minutes in one scrimmage, he loses Pinkins to an ankle injury and Swigert to a torn ACL, and he's down to 1 quarterback.
Jenkins, by the way, is back in a vertical position. Here's Pinkins, crossing pattern. Ages to the 1-yard line. First and goal, South Carolina.
That shows me something from Dondrell Pinkins. To come off the bench cold, he probably didn't get to warm up throwing at all. He stood right in there and delivered a strike to Michael Ages. Watch the poise. Step, read quick, throw the shot. Georgia blitzed him. He read the blitz. He made the right decision to go with the football, and Ages gets it inside the 5.
Ball has been spotted officially at the 2-yard line, and it'll be first and goal.
South Carolina is a T formation football team on the goal line or a wing.
In the wing now.
They need a timeout.
Yep.
A little confusion here. Again, your backup quarterback, Dondrell Pinkins. He got all the goal line plays in Thursday practice, but it's still a little bit hectic down there on the sideline.
Second timeout used by South Carolina, but they do have a first and goal from the 2.
It has a sleek all-in-one design like the Apple iMac computer, only it's faster, has more storage capacity, and can run thousands more software programs. Presenting the remarkable new Gateway Profile 4. Oh, and by the way, did we mention the Gateway Profile costs less than the iMac?
A shift can change a person, a life, the world, or it can simply change the way you move through it.
Click off, just dial in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them. What do you say we bail?
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
You may now kiss the bride. You may now kiss the other bride.
Can't quite commit? Then don't. 7-Eleven offers prepaid phones from AT&T Wireless. No contracts, no bills, now half off.
The survivors are headed for Thailand. And if you think you know how this game is played, think again.
It's an all-new Survivor.
Survivor premieres CBS Thursday.
Corey Jenkins has returned at quarterback. It's first and goal. C.J. Fry is the center.
Yeah, and the most important thing with the rain starting again, secure the snap from center on this play.
Pinnock directly behind Jenkins. Here's the inside give. Fumble, ball's on the ground. Fumble again. Second turnover. And again inside the red zone.
The ball is wet. It was a bad exchange, not between the center and the quarterback, but between the quarterback and Andrew Pinnock. And I don't think Pinnock even thought he was supposed to get the football. Take a look at this again. Corey Jenkins turns, and I don't know if Andrew Pinnock even knew he was supposed to get the football, but it was on his hip and not in his belly, and a huge turnover for South Carolina. Chris Clemens is the guy who's going to come up with the football for Georgia, but that was just a poor exchange with a wet football between the quarterback and running back.
And David Green is the quarterback on first down now after the second fumble recovery by Georgia, and he is stuffed.
Nice play in there.
Musa Smith with the carry. And Todd noted the rain has returned. This one not accompanied by the lightning strikes, which caused a 50-minute weather delay from 10 till 4 till 20 till 5. And this crowd of 84,000, because of the absence of lightning, has remained in their seats, but hooting their disappointment now after the second fumble by South Carolina in the first half. Here's Green out of the end zone, goes deep left side, incomplete, a little too high for Terrence Edwards, number 8.
South Carolina again showed cover 2, a safety coming over the top, and there was a hole in there between the corner and safety, but David Green just not able to drive down on that ball. Big play right here, because if South Carolina can get a big stop here, punting in this weather, you got to snap, you got to field the snap, you got to kick it. They should be able to get the football back in a real good situation if they can make a big stop here on third down.
against Clemson. Here's Smith, the deep man behind J.T. Wall in the end zone. And Green will throw. Puts it out deep, up in the air for grabs. Gibson. Got it.
Yeah.
Big play in the rainstorm.
And he took a shot from DeAndre Island at the end of the play. You can see Gibson shaking up a little bit from that hit, but he does a great job of going up and catching the ball at its highest point. He's working against Dante Robinson. He kind of pushes him out of the way, makes a catch. Now watch at the end, the hit from Island, and he holds on to the football. That's great concentration by Fred Gibson, knowing he's going to get hit.
Fred Gibson already over 100 yards in this game. Here's Green in the storm going deep, got a man open. And it's incomplete.
You know, you might be thinking, why is Georgia, Mark Richt, calling passing plays in this kind of weather? But as long as they can keep the football relatively dry, a passing team has an advantage over the defense because the defensive guys are backpedaling. They're backing up on a wet field. Your receivers are running straight ahead. And they came real close to connecting on another deep pass right there.
Reggie Brown, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. A fumble recovery inside the 5 on the 11th play of a sustained drive, during which time South Carolina was trying to take the lead in this ball game. 3-0 Georgia. Smith out near the 40-yard line. The tackle made by Langston Moore. And Jill Arrington has wisely made her way underneath the stadium. Let's check in with Jill now.
I've checked this radar room. You can see it. The storm is here, but good news, there is no lightning strike, so we will keep playing. They're keeping a close eye on it, but we see no lightning in the area, so we're going to play through this one.
All right, Jill, thank you. Jill Arrington, who is used to weather updates, having worked at the U.S. Open for a couple of weeks. Tennis tournament, of course. 3rd down and 6. Green out of the gun. South Carolina brings 5. Here's Gibson right side. Fumble.
South Carolina got it. Fred Gibson held on to the football the first time that DeAndre Island hit him, but this time Island gets the best of him. It's going to be DeAndre Island again who's going to make the hit on Gibson after the screen pass. And the junior out of Tupelo, Mississippi knocks it loose. Take a look here. Quick screen. Try to set up the blockers, and DeAndre Island, number 28, in there, as well as Jonathan Martin, and they knock the football loose. And now South Carolina needs to take advantage of this turnover. David Green, hard to hold on to a wet football, man. That thing is slippery down there.
DeAndre Island was benched as a starter last week because of his ineffectiveness in the first game against New Mexico State, but coming off the bench, played very well and regained his starting spot.
One of the thinking was with DeAndre Island that he was so concerned about the new corners and covering up for the corners that he didn't take care of his own business and didn't play his own position. And they put Faison at free safety to kind of get his attention, and I think it worked. And Dondrell Pinkins back in the football game for South Carolina.
And here is Pinkins, looks deep left side. He's got double coverage down there. The ball up for grabs and tipped incomplete. And a flag is down. Sean Jones was defending with Corey Bryant.
You know, if this goes against Georgia, this is really unfortunate because South Carolina tried to catch Georgia sleeping there. They tried to fake the quick screen and then throw deep, and Georgia was not fooled at all. And it's really a throw Pinkins probably shouldn't have made.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
You know, you call this play with the idea that they're going to bite on the quick screen. I don't know. It looks like Corey Bryant got a push in there, number 22, as they're going for the football. There's a push in the back on Michael Ages. And so throwing into double coverage worked out for Dondrell Pinkins that time because he gets the penalty call.
After the 15-yard penalty, 1st down and 10, South Carolina inside the 24.
Why is Pinkins in the game as Brian Van Gorder, the new defensive coordinator, has to adjust a little bit is because Corey Jenkins, another turnover. And I think Lou Holtz is saying, hey, we cannot have that kind of ball insecurity from the quarterback position. And he's going with Pinkins for a while.
The quarterback draw to Pinkins inside the 20 to the 19. Well, Corey Jenkins in the start at Virginia last week 3 fumbles lost and threw an interception. Those were 4 of the 7 turnovers, and I think you're right. I mean, your suspicion that Andrew Pinnock did not expect that handoff.
It was not a clean exchange. It didn't look right, and you know, Corey Jenkins, the first fumble last week was not his fault. The guy put a helmet on the football, but the other 2 fumbles, I mean, he just was careless with the ball, and the interception was a careless throw.
Second down, 3-0 game. And there's Pinnock and Pinkins hitting each other behind the line. That's where most of the contact came from. And it'll be 3rd down inside the 20-yard line at the 19. Well, time now for the Aflac trivia question answered. Who's the last Bulldog to lead the team in tackles for 3 straight seasons? All the way back to the mid-70s. Ben Zambezi, 75, 76, and 77. Missed the duck.
Yeah, I do too. We got to get him back.
There's Ben. Oh my goodness, that is a mid-70s look, isn't it?
Neck roll, hair over the neck roll.
Played in the Canadian Football League after his graduation from Georgia. On 3rd down, Pinkins right side over the head of Ryan Brewer. It'll be 4th down.
Sloppy execution right now, and again, the weather's a factor, but you know, the play before this, there was a collision between the quarterback and Andrew Pinnock. This time, a ball thrown well over the head of Ryan Brewer, and they've got to settle for the field goal attempt.
Now Daniel Weaver will be kicking into the wind, although could be a gusting wind because of the shield provided by the end zone stands. 37 yards for the tie.
Key guy here is Eric Kimry, the holder, fielding the snap of the wet football.
Nice hold, but the kick is pulled to the left side. No good. Kimry got it down, but Weaver hooked it. And so the miss is from 37 yards away.
Well, South Carolina's defense gets the turnover. They give him a situation. Looks like a pretty good hold. And as you called it, just a hook left.
And Daniel Weaver missing for the first time this year. He's now 2 of 3 through 2.5 games. And he had an odometer on this guy's ankle. I wonder how many miles he's walked in 30 years of coaching.
Well, the turnovers just have to be driving him crazy, because if you'd ever say what's one of the marks of a Lou Holtz team, they don't beat themselves with turnovers. This team this year has.
DJ Shockley back in at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Musa Smith.
Georgia has no timeouts. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half. They've had to burn all 3 of their timeouts, so any plans that Mark Richt had for trying to score here before the half on this drive will have to do it without any timeouts.
Now Musa Smith and DJ Shockley in again at quarterback. One of the bright lights in the win over Clemson, 31-28 2 weeks ago. There's the stunts defensively. Shockley will scamper and is knocked down at the 33-yard line. Lance Lowry, number 48. Well, all of us looking forward to our visit next week to Knoxville. It'll begin with the Olympus College Football Today show. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And then Todd, Jill, and I will be alongside as Florida takes on Tennessee in Knoxville. What a game we saw with those 2 teams in December last year down in Gainesville. First down and 10. Musa Smith again, left side. He had 23 carries, Todd, in the win over Clemson, but he has been, because of injuries, he's not been a man that has carried the ball a lot of times.
Well, and during the summer, they started out by, you know, giving him some contact, and then they really backed off towards the end of training camp because they didn't, you know, they didn't want to push him too hard. And when he got into the game, they weren't happy with the way he was finishing runs. He looks like he's running a lot tougher tonight. 15, this is his 16th carry now for over 60 yards. So he's doing a much better job of lowering his pads and finishing the runs. And that was the thing they really stressed with him during the off week.
Because of this multitude of injuries he's suffered, he's only carried more than 20 times, 5 times in his career. He seems certain to make that 6 times tonight.
And I really think that he is the key for the Georgia offense this season. They've got to have balance. They've got good receivers. They've got 2 young, good quarterbacks, but they've got to be able to run the football, and they'll only go as far as Musa Smith goes running it.
Shockley play fake, deep right side, double coverage again. That one tipped away beautifully by Dante Robinson.
Perfect play, perfect timing by Robinson. A special game for him. This is a kid who's from Athens, Georgia. Played at Clark Central High School. Played against David Green a couple times in high school, even though Shockley's in the game now. But a nice play by Robinson. He sees it the whole way and times the jump and gets his left hand on the football. Island there to help also, but Robinson had that one all the way.
Yes, he did. A high school teammate of Damian Gary, who is one of the outstanding receivers for Georgia. 2nd down and 10 with less than a minute to go, 37 seconds.
Everybody went except the center. Ian Knight didn't snap the football. 10 guys went, and Ian Knight just stayed there.
Ball, illegal snap on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
3-0, excuse me.
One of the things that Ian Knight is concerned with is Langston Moore, the guy that's lined up right about 3 inches from his nose. Last year they had a trouble blocking Langston Moore, and he called the center, Kurt McGill, and asked him, some pointers about blocking Moore. He wasn't very encouraged by the reports.
There's 2nd down and 15. Shockley will reverse field, gets a good block from Stinchcomb, and then is hit as he reaches the 49-yard line. A Lance Laurie tackle. That was a lot of running for a modest game. Now the flag is down.
A late flag, and it was involving Jonathan Martin and Damian Gary at the end of the play. Whoever this goes on, it's going to be a big mental mistake. It appears it's going to go against Georgia and Damian Gary.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty. It will be 3rd down.
Here's Damian Gary away from the play. The play's over. DeAndre Island hits him, and as the old adage, it's always the second guy. That was the second hit, and that's the one that drew the flag. Yeah, he did get hit illegally, but it's always, well, I shouldn't say always, 99% of the time, it's the second hit that gets the flag.
Island pops him. Gary tried to retaliate, and it's going to be 3rd and 22 with 10 seconds to go. And they're going to take a knee, as they say, and head to the locker room leading by 3. Well, the opening play of the game was a foul.
Well, South Carolina tried to call a timeout. They tried to get a timeout, but I don't think the refs are going to give it to them. They wanted to try to block a punt. Not going to work.
Opening play of this ball game was a 52-yard pass to Fred Gibson for Georgia. That set up a field goal. We then had a 50-minute lightning delay in the ball game, and we have reached halftime with no further scores. Georgia, 9th ranked, trying to end a 2-game losing streak to South Carolina. They lost in Athens last year. They lost here in Columbia 2 years ago. And let's check in with Jill Arrington, who's with Coach Mark Richt.
Well, Coach Richt, your team didn't look like they were able to get in any kind of rhythm in the first half. How much did that rain delay affect your team?
I don't know if it did or not. I know we came out with a lot of enthusiasm in pregame. We warmed up. Well, I know when we came back after the break, we didn't throw and catch very good in the warm-ups, and we might have lost a little something, but that's why we got 20 minutes here to straighten that out.
We've seen both quarterbacks in this half. Who will we see most in the next half?
We'll keep our rotation going.
Great, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Halftime concluded. Georgia leads at 3-0 as we get set for the start of the second half after this 50-minute lightning delay. The stoppage of play occurred midway through the first quarter, and Georgia had scored 3-0 at that point. Carolina will receive the ball to open this second half. Jared Farabee, number 89, is the middleman of 3 who are back. There's Ryan Brewer, who is also among those back deep awaiting the kickoff.
They had a little problem in the Virginia game with some pooch kickoffs to the corners, and so they've countered that with the 3-man D.
Here's Brewer backing up, gathering it in at the 1-yard line. Comes right, Looks for blocking help and heads back to the left. There's a near block in the back. There is no flag. Now there's a flag, yeah. And Brewer is out of bounds at the 22, but that's going to go inside the 20-yard line after the flag is walked off. Ryan Brewer out of Troy, Ohio, hobbled by a bad ankle, but for the most part sure-handed. He did have that fumble last week in the loss at Virginia. And just a moment ago, Jill Arrington had a chance to talk with South Carolina head coach Lou Holtz.
Coach Holtz, you told us yesterday that your team needed to eliminate the bad plays. 7 turnovers last week, already 2 today. What did you tell them at the half?
Well, you know, we drop a touchdown pass, we miss a field goal, we fumble twice deep in their territory. That's a good football team, but we just can't make those mistakes and self-destruct. As proud of the way we played in the kicking game, as proud of the way we played offense and defense, but not the errors.
Corey Jenkins, who had a bad exchange on a 1st and goal at the 2, is back in at quarterback. One of those who was tagged with an error. Jenkins, the leading ground gainer for Carolina in the first half, and he'll operate from the gun on 1st down. Here is the quarterback pass or run. He will keep it on the ground and is knocked down as he gets out to the 15-yard line. Corey Jenkins, the 26-year-old senior, who the leader of this South Carolina team, is trying to come from behind in the second half.
And they've got to get some big plays. I mean, they only average 4 yards per play. No big pass plays, no real big-time running plays, and they turned the ball over twice, you know, and that was the thing that killed them last week. They turned it over going in to score one time and turned it over deep in their own territories. They got to protect the football. They've got to find a way to create some big plays offensively.
13 combined possessions. We've had 6 punts, 4 lost fumbles, 2 by either team. And again, Jenkins comes to the right side, cut down out at the 17-yard line. Now let's take you back and look at the first half highlights in this game. The opening play of the ball game, a 52-yard pass to Fred Gibson from David Green that set up this field goal from Billy Bennett, the only score we've had. Then lightning came.
We will suspend play at the
50-minute delay, then the fumble started. That was Donnings. Here's a freshman running back for Georgia inside the 10. And there was a big one for South Carolina as Corey Jenkins and Andrew Pinnock couldn't get together on a 1st and goal play from the 2. Jenkins again stumbles out near the 19-yard line. Let's break it down statistically at the end of the first half of play.
Nothing real flashy for either team. Fairly even in numbers. You see Carolina only 48 yards throwing the football. But the 2 turnovers for both teams. South Carolina actually fumbled a 3rd time, but recovered their own fumble. We're going to have a measurement now on that 3rd down play. And Tony Gilbert made a nice play flying in at Corey Jenkins on that one and tripped him up. Well, this field has held up well. You know, we had some pretty hard rain. We had hard rain this morning here in Columbia, too, and this field and the drainage system has been pretty good. You don't see guys slipping around. There's Tony Gilbert, 42, getting a grip on the ankle, and that trips up Corey Jenkins, but Jenkins able to fall forward enough for the 1st down.
Now Dondrell Pinkins has come in at quarterback on 1st down and 10 after Jenkins got the 1st down play. Pinkins, a sophomore from Camilla, Georgia. Pinnock and Tez Robinson are the running backs. Pinnock this time the short man. Here's Pinkins back, flushed out to the left, and he will run out to the 21. He picked up 2. Kedrick Golston. Now let's go back to New York once again and check in with Tim Brando. Tim?
All right, Vern, Ohio State trying to prop up a beleaguered Big Ten today. Craig Krenzel, this is a nice play, a little fake, and the quarterback Krenzel set sail for 29 yards. Maurice Clarett would score on the next play. It's 25-7. Ohio State up on the team I picked to play for the national title. Vern?
All right, thank you, Tim.
It's a good football team in Columbus. A great defense. Got some good young backs, and Craig Krenzel playing smart football at quarterback.
Draw play. Robinson gets the handoff deep from Pinkins. Weaves over left tackle out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Tez Robinson, a redshirt freshman from Lions, speedster. The also expected to see Kenny Irons, a freshman who has not played thus far this year, but he's not made an appearance.
One of the things they felt they needed to do was to get more speed on the field, and they wanted to, you know, they love Ryan Brewer, and he's a big-time player for him, but he's slowed down a little bit with that ankle, so they're playing him more at wide receiver than tailback today, and that's why you're seeing Thez Robinson in the game some.
Another third down play. Pinkins wants to throw, fires it off his back foot. He has a sliding Ryan Brewer. First down at the 43-yard line.
The reason you love Ryan Brewer is you know he's going to make plays. I mean, he's going to give you everything he's got, and he's going to make plays. Good patience by Pinkins, stretching this out until he sees Brewer clear behind the linebacker, Boss Bailey. That is good poise by the young quarterback in Ryan Brewer. I mean, he just makes plays. He's not always flashy. He's not always exciting looking, but he makes positive plays for this offense.
Saw the numbers for the day. 3 catches now, 43 yards for Brewer, and a first down after an 18-yard gain.
Matthew Thomas is still the guy who has to make some big plays.
There's Robinson stuffed behind the line by Jonathan Sullivan, who many think might become the best defensive lineman of this bunch.
Yeah, he's a great young player out of Griffin, Georgia. There he is, 57. Working on Cedric Williams, and just blows right by him. Interestingly enough, both teams with a number 57 playing in there at the defensive tackle position. Both of them are the anchors of their respective defenses.
Second down, 14. 3-man split, wide left. 1 wide right. Pinkins caught and dropped. Clemens got there.
Well, that was a blitz, and they tried to run an option right into the blitz, and that didn't work. 2 plays in a row now, South Carolina has gone backwards. The blitz comes right here. Clemens right into the quarterback, and there's nowhere for Pinkins to go, and that's probably a play. If he sees that, he's got to go the other way or do something different.
Brian Van Gorder, the defensive coordinator, second season under Mark Richt. Was the 4th coordinator in 5 years and the first to serve out 2 years at Georgia. Loss of 8, it's 3rd and 22, and Jenkins is back in at quarterback. Prevent defenses. Georgia will bring only 3, drop 8. Jenkins, a lot of time, but that umbrella is down there. Here's a sidearm throw, incomplete. Boy, that was a could have had.
Yeah, that's a should have had. I mean, that's a catch that Matthew Thomas has to make, because Corey Jenkins did his part. He wanted to go deep down the field. It wasn't there. He bought a little time by scrambling, and he makes a nice throw. And Matthew Thomas has to step up and make this play. He had both hands on the football, and you just can't have that. I mean, they need him to step up. Again, James Atkinson was their go-to receiver. He hurt his knee last week against Virginia, and they're counting on Matthew Thomas to be the new big play receiver.
Tyler Dean is back to punt again. Damian Gary runs up to his right, gathers it at the 30-yard line. That's a block, and there is no flag. The crowd wanted one, and Gary struggles out to the 40-yard line. Time called after the 39-yard punt. Again on the return. 3-zip, Georgia.
Buy any new Mitsubishi and never pay interest. Plus, you won't make a payment for a year. Looks like the best deal in the car business just keeps getting better. Visit your local Mitsubishi retailer and check out Mitsubishi's Never Won't Last Forever event, where you can buy any new Mitsubishi and never pay interest. Not today, not next year, never. Plus, you'll have no car payments for a year. Good on any new Mitsubishi. Never pay interest. Plus, no payments for a year. Hurry, because never won't last forever.
Every Egg McMuffin starts with a grade A quality egg and ends with a smile.
Now enjoy Guinness anywhere. Authentic Guinness draft in a bottle.
You've got mail. Know what you call someone who pays double for internet access? An AOL user. You've got a choice. There's only one internet. Why pay double to get it? NetZero gives you the internet for less than half the price of AOL. Only $9.95 a month. And you can download NetZero in just 2 minutes. NetZero. Get the access without the excess. Call 877 only $9.95 or visit netzero.com.
Hey, hand me that there,
French?
Yeah.
Oh!
What do you think? I got that at church or something?
What?
It puts money in your wallet in case you're like flat on your back.
Never heard of it.
Well, you can get it at work.
Get what?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Dan Marino.
My opinion, he should have been MVP.
Boomer Esiason.
I hear it. I don't agree with it.
Deion Sanders.
Expect me to pick you to win?
Sundays at noon.
David Green back in a quarterback in all of our games this year. Brought to you in HD TV, high definition television. 1st and 10, Green out of the shotgun.
I think Mark Richt needs to stay with David Green for a while and get the football to Fred Gibson and Musa Smith.
Comes the 4-man rush. Here's Green underneath to Damian Gary. Jonathan Martin up on top with the tackle. The shot facing down below. Only 5 more episodes left of this summer's hit show that just keeps getting hotter. Don't miss an all-new Big Brother tonight at 8, 7 Central on CBS. 2nd and 4. 3-0. The only score came on the opening drive of this ball game. Field goal from Billy Bennett. Here's Green out of the flat. Musa Smith drops it.
Musa has pretty soft hands. He was the leading receiver in the Clemson game, had 4 catches. That time just lost his concentration because this is a good throw by David Green. When you throw into a running back, you don't want him to have to reach up or reach behind. You want him to be able to catch that easily and keep his focus on running the football.
3rd and 4.
Georgia 2 of 7, so South Carolina doing a much better job in this ball game playing on 3rd down. Another big one right here.
Double tight end set. Smith is the beat back. Play fake. Green, good fake, but good coverage down the right side, and Green stopped.
Again, South Carolina is showing more 2 deep than they've ever shown. 2 deep safeties are splitting the field. So he's looking to throw it in here. It's not open, and David Green has to run with the football. This is not a big cover 2 team, but they, in essence, double cover his intended receiver. He has to run with the football, and that's a good change-up coverage-wise by Charlie Strong. This has been primarily a 3-deep or a man-free defensive football team, showing a lot more 2-deep safeties in this one.
Ryan Brewer, the deep man. Jonathan Kilgo will punt for Georgia. Big defensive play at cornerback by Dante Robinson on that last one. This is nice, high, and deep. And Brewer will let it go, and it will go into the end zone. A flag is down. Flag dropped inside the 30-yard line on the near side. Lou Holtz. I think afraid this is going to go against his club.
The kick, holding on the receiving team. That will be penalized half the distance from the pro scrimmage kick spot. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 10.
He's in a little bit of pain right now. He's been in pain also because of surgery on his right elbow. Had a bursa sac operated on 3 weeks ago. He had the 22 stitches taken out 3 days ago. He told us his doctor, Dr. Painless, took out the stitches with a fork. And he's not wearing the little patch on his right elbow that was so prominent yesterday. 65-year-old Lou Holtz. His team trails by 3.
Hey. Just went to Circuit City. Pretty big, huh?
Yeah, it's big, but...
But what?
Well, there's just a little extra space all the way around.
Well, we could always go bigger.
We can go bigger.
you can bring it back. We welcome returns and exchanges with no surprise charges like restocking fees. Circuit City, we're with you.
Honey, it's big enough.
I can still see the light.
Pepto-Bismol. It's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Miami beats Minnesota in ice hockey. North Dakota wins National Surfing Championship. Nebraska drops football for badminton. Just a reminder from Olympus Cameras, nothing's impossible.
Spend 1 week that you looked at me, 'cause you heard the design is I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying, come back and see me. Yesterday, you forgiven me, but it'll still be too late to love, say I'm sorry. Like vanilla, it's the finest of the flavors. Gonna see the show, 'cause then you know the vertigo is at my door. It's no banger, it's your life to sign a waiver. I have a tendency to wear my mind up my sleeve. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Dropped your ass to the side and said I'm sorry.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Gateway, Pepto-Bismol, Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, and by the Mitsubishi Lancer.
First down 10, South Carolina trailing by 3. They start well within their own 20. They start at the 10-yard line. Corey Jenkins is in at quarterback. Little quick hitch out to the left side.
He was down.
Yep, it sure was.
And they go backwards again. And, you know, this is tough in this part of the field. 7 offensive possessions for South Carolina. This is the 3rd time they've started inside the 10-yard line. They try to throw just a little quick screen, something fast to get a few yards, and Matthew Thomas lets the knee touch the ground on the throw.
Not a memorable day thus far for Matthew Thomas. And Kenny Irons, number 22, a true freshman, now makes his first appearance of the season. He is the tailback behind Andrew Pinnock. Kenny Irons, number 22.
Just like we saw with the young freshman for Georgia, he better make sure he protects the football if indeed they give it to him.
Second down and 12. There's the toss. And he kept possession. Out to the 20. Takes a pretty good pop up around the shoulders. Kenny Irons' first carry in college football. We go back to New York. Here's Tim Brenda.
All right, Vern, Michigan found a way to self-destruct again against Notre Dame when favored. This after a touchdown. John Navarre's pass to Braylon Edwards, knocked away by Shane Walton. He would later intercept a pass to seal it. Tyrone Willingham, first-year coach to be 3-0 at Notre Dame since Dan Devine in '75. Vern?
All right, Timmy, wake up the echoes.
I'm assuming they actually scored an offensive touchdown today, too.
That's right. Here's the toss to Irons. Spin out to the 5-yard line. David Pollock, number 5.
A little burst right now by Kenny Irons. I mean, this is an offense that's just been kind of plodding along with no excitement. And here comes the freshman. One of 18 South Carolina players from the state of Georgia. So you know this is a big game for him, and does a nice job of hanging on to the football as they try to strip it out.
Second down and 5 after the first down play. Jenkins will go with 3 receivers to the left side. Pinnock is the only setback. Here's the quarterback draw. Design, Corey Jenkins. Stiff arm, still running. Another stiff arm.
This offense is somewhat unique is it's single wing football. When he takes the snap, he's no longer a quarterback, he's a running back. Watch the lead block by Andrew Pinnock. Right there on the linebacker. C.J. Fry, the center, with a big block on the other linebacker, and then you see how he can run in the open field. Corey Jennings, he has a strong arm, but he is an outstanding runner from the quarterback position. That's a lead draw from the quarterback position, with Andrew Pinnock being the lead blocker.
Sold soft drinks in this stadium for 4 years while he was in junior high and high school. Grew up dreaming of playing here, took a circuitous route to this spot. Flag down, a little rough exchange with Pinnock again, and we'll see there are 2 flags that are on the ground. That was a 42-yard run for Corey Jenkins, and leading the players into the stadium. Here's his mom, Rachel, sister Kelly, He's the sixth in a family of 12 children. Played minor league baseball for 4 years, went all the way from Fort Myers to Battle Creek to Sarasota to Trenton to Birmingham.
6 men on the line, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
He was a #1 draft choice of the Boston Red Sox and then was traded to the White Sox. He got demoted from Birmingham to Burlington, Iowa. He says, you know, football looks pretty good. And he was actually recruited by Skip Holtz when the Holtz family was at Notre Dame. He always wanted to go to South Carolina, but that's when he met Skip Holtz as a high school senior at Blair High School here in Columbia. There's Jenkins. Got a man. It's Pinnock. And Pinnock is down at the 23-yard line. Well, we are seeing a little bit of spark now from this Gamecock team.
Well, that's a nice play by Pinnock because Georgia read the screen pretty well. But what you see is how powerful the legs of Andrew Pinnock are. Because this screen play is kind of given away by Jenkins, and Georgia's there to defend it. But watch the tacklers bounce off of the legs of Andrew Pinnock. He's just a hard guy to bring down if you just collide with him. He's built low to the ground. He's got big legs. And guys bounce off of him if you don't wrap him up. And again, running north and south, that's an all-day job tackling him.
2nd down and 1. This drive began back at the 10-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Jenkins dropped. David Pollock, number 47, the left defensive end, made the tackle.
Timely call by Brian Van Gorder that time. Went with the blitz. Good call at the right time. Jenkins stopped short on that one. There's Brian. Both of these teams concerned about giving up yards after the catch, and both teams so far doing a nice job of tackling the receivers in the open field.
Jenkins looking over at Skip Holtz, wanting clarification of the play. They may have to burn a timeout. They do.
Play clock was all the way down to 4.
Loss of 3 on the previous play brings up a 3rd and 5. South Carolina trailing by 3.
Buy any new Mitsubishi and never pay interest. Plus, you won't make a payment for a year. Looks like the best deal in the car business just keeps getting better. Visit your local Mitsubishi retailer and check out Mitsubishi's Never Won't Last Forever event, where you can buy any new Mitsubishi and never pay interest. Not today, not next year, never. Plus, you'll have no car payments for a year. Good on any new Mitsubishi. Never pay interest. Plus, no payments for a year. Hurry, because never won't last forever.
Introducing Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, a premium malt beverage as unique as the people who drink it. Come as you are.
Ow! Oh my, I'll save you, I'm coming in! Wow, that's cold, but I can save you and you collect calls. Dial in the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
It's Eat Like a Kid Again month at Sonic, featuring the takes-you-back taste of our Supersonic Cheeseburger, the Double Meat Double Cheese Classic. Then treat the kid inside you to a creamy Barks Root Beer Float, Blended Float, or choose your favorite flavor. Now, just 99 cents.
All America has been waiting to hear Raymond's first words of the new season.
I love a pickle. It's like a food and a drink.
The Raymond season premiere, September 23rd.
4:07 to go, 3rd quarter. And a key 3rd down play coming up now for South Carolina, trailing by 3. They've got a 3rd and 5. And 90 yards in this half, 7 for Georgia.
This is a good drive that Corey Jenkins has put together. Offensive line doing a nice job up there, but a key play right here, 3rd down, because this is a long field goal try right here if they don't convert.
Kenny Irons was on the field and what was not supposed to be.
Boy, how do you do that out of a timeout?
Out of a timeout, and Ryan Brewer finally realized that they had 12 men on the field. And Irons hurried over to the sidelines, but too late. My, oh my.
Yeah, that just shouldn't happen out of a timeout. Kenny Irons is the true freshman. but you can't just blame him. I mean, take a look. Now there's 12 guys on, and here's Ryan Brewer telling Irons, wait a minute, you're out of the game. And that's an illegal substitution. You can't break the huddle with 12 guys.
I've never seen a formation featuring 6 wide men.
Be tough to defend.
3rd and 10 now.
Much different. I mean, 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10 is a huge difference.
And it affects the field goal possibilities if this play is not successful. Over the middle, deep, incomplete. Matthew Thomas. Well, this drive highlighted by the 42-yard run of Corey Jenkins. He is a running quarterback, Todd.
Yeah, he's 5 of 10 throwing it, but this is what he does best, is run the football. He's powerful, he's elusive, he loves to run the football, and 12 carries for 79 yards. Now, he's averaged over 100 yards in both of the first 2 ball games. And they're going to go for it now on 4th down.
Because what would have been a 45-yard field goal attempt for Bennett, for Weaver, now would be a 52-yarder. Here comes the blitz. There's Ages. And Ages is free. But I don't know if he got enough for the first down.
I think Michael Ages tried to stretch this for a little bit more yardage, and instead of just slipping forward, he tried to get sideways a little bit more. I think he would have had the first down if he would have just dove and go forward at the catch. This is well executed. Now watch, right here, if he dives forward, he gets the first down. Instead, he tries to outrun one more defender and may have lost it. He did lose it. It was a good call. It was well executed, but at the very end, Michael Ages tried to elude one more defender, and he lost the first down. Take a look. If he slips right in between those 2 guys and goes forward, he makes the first down. DeCorey Bryant comes up with the big tackle. There he is. See, he's saying straight ahead. You got to just go straight ahead. Don't try to run by somebody.
Needed 10, got 9. Ball goes over on downs, and David Green is still at quarterback. He'll throw. He comes left side. Gibson, and Gibson is hit twice and is knocked down by Jonathan Martin. 3:42 to go, 3rd quarter. A game that's running later than expected because we had lightning strikes in the area midway through the 1st quarter. That resulted in a 50-minute delay because of weather. Play resumed. 3-0 is the score. It has been that way since the opening drive of the ball game.
I made the point that I think Mark Richt needs to stay with David Green now. The reason is because his poise. That's what he needs right now, is his poise.
Musa Smith. Jermaine Lemon is the man who made that tackle. And it's going to be 3rd down.
David Green is not having a huge night numbers-wise, but the thing that he did all last year that was most impressive as a freshman was he was so calm and so poised. I remember how he played in that Tennessee game. Outstanding poise, and that's what Mark Richt needs from him right now. He needs to run this offense. It's a tight slugfest game. He's got to be poised.
3rd and 6. Green has time and delivers, and it's caught for a first down by Reggie Brown.
Yeah, this is an interesting play because it looked like the Carolina defenders were focused so much on Fred Gibson. They were thinking the ball was going to Gibson, and they lost sight of Reggie Brown. And right in between 3 defenders, he jumps up and catches the football.
Reggie Brown is coming off ACL surgery that cost him all of last year. And that's a 20-yard gain and a first down at the 48-yard line. Play fake. Green flushed. Throws it off balance and throws it away well outside the tackle box. So it's an incomplete pass.
Lou wants a penalty, but as long as he's outside the tackle box and the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, you can throw it away. Let's take a look now. The tackle box right here. Does David Green get beyond that line? Of course, I just erased it. Does he get beyond that when he throws it? I think he does. That line was moving as our shot was moving, but I do think he cleared the tackle box and threw it beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a great exemplary streets for Coach Holtz. 2nd down and 10. Contact.
Snap count. Again, poise of David Green. They got a free gift of 5 yards there. Langston Moore reacting to the voice of the quarterback instead of watching the football.
And David Green, here comes the call from Steve Shaw.
Offsides on the defense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Do you use that hard count a lot?
As much as I could, you know, I mean, and it's one of those things where you've got to kind of see how much the ref will allow you to do. John Elway was one of the best, and he would move his head and his shoulders. You're really not supposed to be able to do that, but as long as the referee allows you to do that, I mean, if you can get free gifts of 5 yards, you should do it as many times as you can.
2nd and 5 after the gift. Green backs off and changes the play.
A lot of cushion for Fred Gibson down at the bottom.
There's a handoff to Musa Smith. Tackled at the 44-yard line. And let's check in once again with Tim Brando.
Vern, I want to show you the best freshman running back perhaps we've seen since Herschel Walker or Tony Dorsett in college football. Maurice Clarett, 44 yards, setting up the what would be go-ahead touchdown. In all, he had 230 yards, 2 touchdowns as Ohio State took out Washington State. Ohio University leading Florida 3-0. Game has been suspended for weather. 9:40 to play. Ohio U leading.
All right, Tim, thank you. Can anybody say Archie Griffin? How about the start for the freshman at Ohio State? Here's Musa Smith. And he's picked up another Georgia first down.
And how about this drive for David Green and the Georgia offense? This veteran offensive line, they've got 5 seniors up there in Stinchcomb, Alex Jackson, Ian Knight, Kevin Breedlove, and Kareem Marshall taking control. They hadn't gained anything in the second half until this drive.
Next carry of the night will be Musa Smith's 20th for the second time in this season. He had 23 for 105 in the opener 2 weeks ago against Clemson. And his health, a vital issue for this Georgia football team. 1st and 10. Musa Smith knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. Langston Moore, number 57. Doubleheader for you tomorrow, the NFL on CBS. In the first game, New England at the Jets, Tennessee at Dallas, Indy, Kansas City, and Cleveland also play home games. Second game, Denver at San Francisco, Buffalo, Minnesota, and it all begins with this quartet, the NFL today, tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Dondrell Pinkins had gone to the sidelines to have his ankle re-x-rayed. He had ankle surgery just 3 weeks ago. Bone chips taken out. Joe Arrington reporting that. Here's Green throwing off balance, and it is caught by Gibson at the 36-yard line.
Nice job by David Green, just finding an outlet, because at the last minute, South Carolina jumped out of their defense and dropped 8 into coverage. They only rushed 3, and David Green really didn't have anywhere to go with the football and had to dunk it off.
That's going to bring up another 3rd down. This one's 3rd and 8. But it'll go in the opposite direction. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter with our score still 3-0 Georgia. We'll return to Williams-Brice Stadium right after this message and this word from your local station.
It has a sleek all-in-one design like the Apple iMac computer, only it's faster, has more storage capacity, and can run thousands more software programs. Presenting the remarkable new Gateway Profile 4. Oh, and by the way, did we mention the Gateway Profile costs less than the iMac?
Pushing myself to the limit is what this is all about, and I need an antiperspirant that can keep up. Now there's new High Endurance Clear Gel. Try it. If you don't like it, Old Spice will buy you a stick of something else. A Clear Gel that strong? I'm there. New Old Spice High Endurance Clear Gel.
Say goodbye to being stuck with equipment your business has outgrown and tap into the Kinko's network.
Last season, a landmine took a JAG officer down. What happens next will change JAG forever.
Don't give up on him, Doctor.
Season premiere, CBS, September 24th.
David Moore stars in Hack. Premiere CBS Friday, September 27th.
This game is brought to you by Barrett Dodge.
Hey, that's my triple cheeseburger.
Something tells me you guys love food that's big.
A lot.
Exactly. Well, big news. Now you can eat big and fresh made.
Big? A lot?
Sure. Come on. Subway's new Extreme Selects footlongs. Pack in a half-pound of meat, and they're fresh made.
Right, Jim. We pile a half-pound of meat onto each of Subway's 4 new Extreme Selects, like our tasty Southwest turkey and bacon with a full half-pound of delicious meat, all on fresh baked bread.
Big? A lot.
Fresh made.
Subway fresh!
On the premiere week of Millionaire with host Meredith Vieira, contestants from across America play for big money, including this Florida teacher.
I'm a gambler.
The talk show host from Tucson.
This is only a $300 question.
And the aspiring writer from Maryland.
It's a lot easier on that sofa out there.
On the faster, tougher, more exciting.
I love that.
Weekday, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
What I'm really excited about with this new show is they get to know more about me and who I am, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. I love to have a good time, and I love to work with humor because I think it's really disarming. I do get in people's face and ask the hard questions. I know with more time and 5 days a week, people are going to get to see the second, third, and fourth sides of who I am, and I hope they like it.
Get ready to get real.
Back for the start of quarter number 4, Georgia up 3-0, and in the midst of a sustained drive now. They're looking at a 3rd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions in this current drive. 4 for 10 for the ball game.
This drive began after South Carolina turned it over on downs. That one's knocked down, and a flag is down as well at the line of scrimmage just in front of the Georgia bench. It was George Gauze who tipped it. And we'll see where the infraction is. That will be declined, I'm sure.
Illegal formation, 6 men on the line. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, Mark Richt may go for it here. I mean, he's got a decision to make. 4th down. Now it looks like he's going to punt the football. Try to pin South Carolina back. They've started with poor field position quite a bit in the game and haven't really been able to move or sustain drives against Georgia.
Oh, that stiff wind that brought the rain showers and the lightning storms from the south has subsided now, so Kilgo will punt it high. And what a beautiful pooch kick that is. What a terrific punt by Jonathan Kilgo.
Terrific punt and great awareness by the coverage guys. Going down there, knowing where the end zone was, knowing where the ball was. And that's Brian Jordan, who was the actual deep snapper who got down there and down that football.
Carolina's got it 96 yards away.
For every generation.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Let's play The Stranger.
Okay.
When someone gets home tonight, someone should be wearing a naughty French maid's outfit, a blonde wig, and holding a 6-pack of Bud Light.
Me like you, the stranger. Oh, you meant...
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Wow, hello, stranger.
Make it a Bud Light.
Je t'accroche du regard. Tu t'avances vers le bas. 3, mais il est déjà trop tard. Va pas croire au hasard. 4, tu m'allumes une clope. 5, tu t'accroches du regard.
the big surprise we have in store for the new castaways? We guarantee you'll never guess. Survivor, premiere CBS Thursday at 8, 7 Central.
14:44 remaining in this one, and from 96 yards away from the goal line, South Carolina, Corey Jenkins will take a direct snap, flips it out right side. Brewer cuts inside, picks up 2 to the 6. And David Pollock, number 47, is there to make the tackle as we get underway with the fourth quarter. I know you really like the idea of Mark Richt keeping David Green in.
Well, I think David Green has kind of settled into it. He didn't get the conversion on that third down, but he's kind of taking control of the game. He's getting the ball to Fred Gibson. For South Carolina, they've had 8 possessions in the game. 4 of them have started inside their 10-yard line. That's tough duty. I mean, against a good defense, and Georgia's a good athletic defense, tough to move the ball 90 yards plus.
Looking at 2nd down and 8 right now from the 6-yard line. Here's the sprint right. Jenkins pulls up. He's in trouble. And it's intercepted. My goodness.
David Pollock stole the ball.
Yes, it was picked off. It wasn't even thrown. Pollock.
Corey Jenkins looked around because he had no idea where the football went. I think David Pollock just grabbed the ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Amazing.
David Pollock is the buck end. Here he is right here. Watch him rush the quarterback. It's a little sprint to his side. Corey Jenkins is going to start the throw, and Pollock hits it with one hand and catches it on the way down. What an athletic play by David Pollock.
Extra point from Bennett is up and good. My, oh my.
The amazing thing is that he beat 2 blockers, Watt Sanderson and Docus Turman, both there, as David Pollock wins the battle.
Say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford comes with no payments till 2003. Every car, truck, and SUV with nothing to pay till next year. Plus, choose interest-free financing or cash back up to $3,500. Hurry, this offer absolutely ends September 30th. So get yourself free. At your local Ford store today.
Eat like a kid again month at Sonic. Featuring our Supersonic cheeseburger, made with the freshest ingredients after you order it. This is the big double meat, double cheese classic with the flavor you remember. Then, take yourself back with the creamy taste of a Barq's root beer float, blended float, or choose your favorite flavor. Now just 99 cents.
Howie, have a seat. Listen.
It's just like a movie theater.
Come to Radio Shack now during the Hollywood in Your Home sale and get an RCA home theater in a box with DVD player for just $299.99. And a 2-room RCA DirecTV system is just $29.99 after a $70 Radio Shack mail-in rebate.
There's just one thing that's missing. A cup holder.
Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Ford, Olympus, Radio Shack, and by Alamo.
Here's the kick, and flag is down. They're going to bring this one back. I think Kerouac went before the gun sounded, before the whistle blew.
A little antsy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in a game that's only had 1 touchdown, kickoff guys, you know, they don't get much action.
Game on the kicking team, kicking the ball before they're ready for play. 5-yard penalty, will re-kick.
Wow, and they even lose 5 yards.
They do. Here is David Pollock. Extraordinary play in the end zone.
Really was.
And it will go as an interception, not a fumble. It was ruled that the ball was actually going forward. And what an athletic play.
Yeah, and he is an athletic guy. Remember, he was recruited here as a fullback. He was a highly touted fullback out of high school, Shiloh High School in Snellville. moved to the defensive line, played inside last year, moved to end this year. And Brian Van Gorder told us his skill level has dramatically improved.
Here's Farabee backing up. And it's Matthew Thomas who grabs it instead, and he is down at the 34-yard line. Well worth another look.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he whips the block of Watt Sanderson. Now, at this point, he's only thinking deflection, just trying to knock the pass down. But on the way down, he said, wait a minute, I can catch this ball. He catches it with the same left hand. And as you said, Vern, just a tremendously athletic play by David Pollock. Knocks it down, keeps it alive, and catches it before it hits the ground, all with one hand. Wow.
And that first replay erased any question as to whether or not he had possession when he went down. Here's Kenny Irons, who takes the pitch from Corey Jenkins. Irons, 6 yards.
This young man is off to a great start. Had 8 tackles, a sack, a couple pressures in the win over Clemson. And to this point has made the biggest play of this football game today at South Carolina.
And remember the big 4th down call that Mark Richt sent in the win over Clemson? That one hits.
No, that's incomplete.
That's an incomplete pass. It hit Watt Sanderson in the back. It was David Pollock who was lined up at fullback for Musa Smith on that conversion 2 weeks ago.
And this is David Pollock again. Drive and Watt Sanderson back off the ball right into the throwing lane. I mean, Pollock is 260, Sanderson 300, but leverage, he got under him and drove him back. And you can't emphasize enough, too, the field position where that interception occurred. Again, starting on the inside the 5-yard line. Now at least South Carolina on this possession, decent field position for this 3rd down play.
Andre Gause has come in at the wide receiver on 3rd and 4. Out to Brewer. Brewer gets a block from Thomas, and he's got enough for the 1st down at the 49-yard line.
I think they got to get the ball to Ryan Brewer a little bit. I mean, even though he's a little gimpy, even though he's not as quick as he has been, he still is a guy you can count on. You mentioned Matthew Thomas. He does a great job here. He knocks 2 guys off the play, actually blocks 2 Georgia defenders, and Brewer finds the 1st down.
Ryan Brewer with 5 catches, 53 yards in the ball game. A 1st down with under 13 to go.
They still haven't had any play that eats up a big chunk of yardage. Nothing big.
Here's Jenkins going deep for Thomas.
And got it.
There's one.
And that's the guy that they needed to do it. Matthew Thomas is their big play guy. It's a 2-deep zone, and there's a soft spot right between the corner and the safety. Greg Blue is the safety who's going to come over the top, but not before Jenkins able to stick that football in. That is an excellent throw by Corey Jenkins, sticking it in between the 2 defenders.
25-yard gain and a 1st down just inside the 25. There's Jenkins pumping once, going deep into the corner, battle for it, up in the air, and it's caught. Ryan Brewer, touchdown.
He beat Bruce Thornton, the corner, who has kind of had a history of being in the right place, but not having the ability to make the play. And that was the case there. He was in position. Ryan Brewer was in position. Brewer made the play, and Thornton didn't. Ryan Brewer just wanted this ball more than Bruce Thornton. Thornton in good position. Brewer just out-fought him for the football.
Daniel Weaver for the extra point.
How about the 2 throws in a row by Corey Jenkins? The first one to Matthew Thomas, that one off his back foot to Ryan Brewer. You can't do it any better. And Carolina right back in it.
That was a pretty fine catch as well. Time called.
It's surprising how much you miss from 35,000 feet, especially this time of year. Can you hear the leaves of gold crunch beneath your feet? Feel the warmth of family, or show your old hometown to someone who's never seen it before. Get yourself down to ground level. That's where the memories live. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo country, and with values like this, they're easy to explore. Alamo, the official rental car of the American vacation.
Pepto-Bismol. It's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Miami beats Minnesota in ice hockey. North Dakota wins National Surfing Championship. Nebraska drops football for badminton. Just a reminder from Olympus Cameras, nothing's impossible.
You've been shopping for cellular.
Yeah, I don't know which way's up anymore.
I think I can help. You'll be fine now.
At Sprint stores, wireless becomes clear with helpful salespeople, the best selection of phones, and great deals. Right now, get 3,500 minutes for $34.99 a month and save up to $100 on select PCS phones. Sprint stores, wireless made clear.
Robbery homicide's taking it.
Put your hands on your head.
You okay? I don't want to die. Really? Who does?
Robbery Homicide Division, premiere September 27th.
Third largest crowd in the history of Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina, energized by that quick strike 65-yard drive. Two of the plays 25 yards apiece.
They can't afford a letdown here because Fred Gibson, a dangerous kickoff returner. They've got to be solid on their coverage here.
Terrence Edwards is back as well, and this will be Gibson at the goal line. Stumbles a bit, regains his balance, and cuts left. Now right, now left again, and he did get it all the way to the 37-yard line.
Take a look at the touchdown again. They're going to cross the receivers, and you hope against man-to-man that one of those defenders will get picked off. But Bruce Thornton does a great job. He bubbles behind his own man. He's in position, but Ryan Brewer is just such an instinctive football player, and that's the way to describe him. He is a football player. And Corey Jenkins, two huge throws in a row to draw within 3.
And DJ Shockley has come on now for Georgia. Redshirt freshman.
I don't agree with this. I really don't.
Fake toss. Shockley pulls out to his left. And there's Rashad Faison, who knocks him out of bounds at the 46.
I mean, this may be, this may work out for Mark Richt, and he's been coaching a long time and, had something like this before, but I don't agree with it.
Let's go to Tim Brando.
A little bit of a comeback for Eli Manning against Cliff Kingsbury. Third down play, trailing by 14. Trey Freifogel, one of many outstanding young receivers. 35-28 Texas Tech. Guys, it's been a 40-minute delay in Gainesville. Ohio, you still leading 3-0 suspended because of inclement weather, much as you had.
All right, Tim, thank you. Ours was a 50-minute delay here. First time we've had a delay in a game in South Carolina in 30 years, 1972. As Mark Richt talking with DJ Shockley. Well, he's done this once before. Yeah. He did it when he was the offensive coordinator at Florida State. In that case, Casey Weldon and Brad Johnson.
Yeah, 1990. He started off with Brad Johnson, and then he started rotating Casey Weldon in, and Weldon ended up starting the last 7 games of that year and then 12 of the 13 games the next year. And the mistake he felt he made was he didn't play Brad Johnson enough after Weldon became the starter.
As a postscript, Johnson didn't seem to mind it. He married Mark Richt's sister, Nikki.
Yeah, they had a pretty good relationship through it all.
Second down and a foot. Handoff. That's good for the first down after the 48-yard line. Now let's take a look back at the SEC moment presented by Sonic. The 1980 game between these two featured two of the greatest college running backs ever. Herschel Walker, 219 yards for Georgia, including this 76-yard run. And South Carolina's George Rogers, who added 165 yards on the day. But a late Rogers fumble down in the Georgia red zone proved the difference. And Georgia narrowly defeated South Carolina 13-10. Rogers went on to win the Heisman Trophy. Georgia won the national championship. Shockley, with time, goes deep. And he's got Gibson down there, knocked away by Dante Robinson.
We've seen Robinson make 2 huge plays all alone on the island out there in single coverage. He knocked down a post pattern this time to go. It's one-on-one. A little contact, but he does get a hand on the football. You see him pushing a little bit, but a pretty good play by Dante Robinson. Again, the youngster out of Athens, Georgia.
Now you can see Fred Gibson peering at the official, thinking he might get a call. It was not to be.
One of of the differences is Robinson a little bigger than Ted Crawford. Robinson is 6 foot, 180 pounds, a little bigger than Teddy Crawford on the other side.
Here's the toss to Musa Smith. And a fine defensive play by Sean Smith, number 96 at nose tackle. Now George Rogers, Heisman Trophy winner. That's Todd Ellis, the former South Carolina quarterback, standing doing play-by-play. George Rogers. And in the middle, hidden by the post, is the basketball coach, Dave Odom, who played a little quarterback in college.
There's Dave.
There's Dave.
Wonder if he's scouting Fred Gibson. You're going to have to figure a way to defend him this year.
Todd Ellis, who was a quarterback of the great Joe Morrison teams here in the mid to late 80s. Here's Fred Gibson, 3rd and 9.
I think if you're Charlie Strong right now, you rush 3 and you drop and you make DJ Shockley read the coverage and dump off the ball, but they're not even going to get it off. DJ Shockley unaware of the play clock, and it's going to back him up to a 3rd down and 14 now.
Delay of game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Now we're going to be a little late tonight, but when we do get to our primetime entertainment lineup, it'll begin with Big Brother 3, followed by The District, and then The Agency. It's all here tonight on CBS. Reason for the delay here in Columbia, South Carolina, a 50-minute lightning delay. The stoppage of play occurred midway through the first quarter.
If you only rush 3, you better have somebody spying DJ Shockley also in case he decides to tuck it and run. Now, they're showing blitz, but I bet they drop out of here.
They do. They rush 3. Here's Shockley going left. Pulls up, fires deep, incomplete, 1 hopper.
Nice defense. See, they dropped 8 into coverage. There's very few places to throw the football against 8 guys dropping, and then they were able to flush him and make him throw on the move.
Here's Terrence Edwards, who is the 2nd all-time receiver. He's yet to catch a pass in this game.
Now, this is the coverage. They show blitz, and then they only rush 3. So there's 8 guys. I mean, there's nowhere to throw underneath here. And then they flush him and make him make a bad throw. And that's good defense.
Terrence Edwards has been blanked just once in his Georgia career. That was last year against Florida. Brother Robert, of course, in the midst of a remarkable comeback off a very serious knee injury now with the Dolphins. Here's Kilgo on 4th down. Brewer comes up, and he will,
That's a little dangerous.
He looked a little close to that football. 44-yard punt. 10 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. Brewer says, I'm going to get away from here.
It's primal. The way men feel when they first face HD TV. Experience it at Sears, the only national retailer with all the best brands, including Samsung. High definition is impossible to show on your TV, so head to Sears this Saturday. Watch the big game and score 0% financing on Samsung HD TVs. HD TV. See it Saturday. Sears. Where else?
You may now kiss the bride. You may now kiss the other bride.
Can't quite commit? Then don't. 7-Eleven offers prepaid phones from AT&T Wireless. No contracts, no bills, now half off.
Now enjoy Guinness anywhere. Authentic Guinness draft in a bottle.
Say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford... Cashback up to $3,500. Hurry, this offer absolutely ends September 30th. So get yourself free. At your local Ford store today. Dan Marino.
My opinion, he should have been there.
Boomer Esiason.
I hear it. I don't agree with it.
Deion Sanders.
Expect me to pick you to win
Sundays at noon.
10 minutes, 19 seconds to go in this one. Georgia leading South Carolina 10-7. Corey Jenkins and the Gamecocks first down at the 12-yard line. Pinnock and Kenny Irons are the running backs. here's the handoff to Kenny Irons. That's about a yard of the left tackle.
Key thing for South Carolina here is they don't have to score on this drive, but they can't turn it over again. They've got to protect the football.
Mark Richt, after his team took a 10-0 lead, then continued to lead 10-7, goes back to DJ Shockley. I know you said they had a situation. Do they have a controversy yet?
Well, no, I still don't think it's a controversy. I mean, it may be for the fans, but as long as David Green and DJ Shockley are handling it, it's just only a situation. I just don't agree with it. I think when you made that switch now, you disrupt the continuity maybe that you had going, and you send a message to David Green that maybe you don't think he can get it done in the end.
Here's Jenkins with a stiff arm, and that stiff arm buys him 4 yards out to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 8. We go back once again to New York, and here's Tim Brando.
All right, Vern, let's take a look at our Kinko's top performance of the day. You saw plenty of him last week in Gainesville. Willis McGahee, with Andre Johnson not available. Ken Dorsey decided to keep it on the ground. He had 134 yards rushing today in leading Temple to a Miami past Temple 44-21. They're back on the field in Gainesville, fellas, after that delay. Ohio U leading 3-0.
All right, Tim, thank you. David Pollock, injured on that last play, will stay on the bench.
You know, those Ohio University people should have had some Polaroids taking pictures of the scoreboard with Florida beating or losing to OU 3-0. Take home to Athens.
3rd and 1, and Pinnock does not pick up the first down.
Well, they got penetration. You know, I mean, he never really got a chance to build up any momentum, and that wasn't even close. And Lou Holtz not happy. I mean, you've got the strength of your team as your offensive line, and just the push in there by Ken Veal, I think, was the guy who got the push right over the center. He's a backup defensive tackle, but a 300-pounder, and he got great push that time and forces the punt.
And so Tyler Dean on again. Damian Gary awaits the punt inside the 40-yard line.
Not as good as he's been kicking.
Nope.
You see him coming off holding his helmet. South Carolina needed a good punt right there.
34-yard punt. This week on The Late Show with David Letterman, don't miss Mike Myers, Matthew Perry, the Vines, Alicia Keys, and Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Monday, Dave welcomes Al Pacino and the New York Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens. It's all this week on The Late Show right here on CBS.
David Green is back in the ball game, and Musa Smith, I think, needs to get back in the ball game. First half, 66 yards. Second half, only 7 yards. He has been a non-factor.
There's the handoff up the middle to Musa Smith, and picks up 4 to the 49-yard line.
You know, I hate to belabor this point about the quarterbacks, but the other thing is those other 10 guys in the huddle, when you get into a tough situation like this, on the road, trying to win late in the ball game or preserve a win, those guys want to know the guy stepping in the huddle is going to lead them to the victory and is going to get it done. And sometimes when they don't even know which guy is going to step in that huddle, it's a little tough.
Green is back in now. 2nd down and 6. Handoff right side. Musa Smith tackled by Jermaine Lemon, number 36. Well, the 2-quarterback system, much discussed. Back in '94, Nebraska had Tommy Frazier, Brooks Behringer. Well, that was partially because of an injury.
Well, that was the different one. Yeah, Frazier couldn't go because of the blood clots, and Behringer came in and did a great job, and they both played in the Orange Bowl. But
and does anybody remember Major Applewhite and Chris Sims as Shockley is limping now?
Maybe that's why he came out of the game.
Here's Green. Hit as he lets it go. Man open. Good contact defensively.
Teddy Crawford is the guy who made the play, but the pressure is what forced the bad throw. DeAndre Island came on a blitz and got to Green right as he threw it, and that caused the ball to be a little bit behind his receiver. Island with the pressure. Green not able to step right into this and see the ball's a little bit behind Gibson, and that enables Crawford to get in there and make the play. Big stop.
So it will be 4th down. And Kilgo to punt for the 7th time. Brewer will let this one go as well. Out of bounds. We'll see where the placement comes. This way, this way, this way. Keep coming. Stop. Right there. How did they do that? But he was very precise and very authoritative, and it was so ruled by Steve Shaw that it was out of bounds at the 13.5-yard line. Has anyone ever escaped from The Rock? Well, 1,000 of the world's top triathletes give it their best shot as they swim, bike, and run like their lives depend on it in the Lamasil AT Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. That's next Sunday at 4:30 Eastern Time.
Our producer did a triathlon this year.
Yeah, swam in the Hudson.
Yeah.
And he's swimming today. Here's Jenkins coming left.
And do you see him covering up that ball? Both arms. I mean, I'm sure the directive from the sideline is, hey, we can win this football game unless we turn it over. If we turn it over, we're not going to have a chance to win it.
We've had 2 rain squalls move through here today. The first filled with lightning caused a 50-minute delay. The second just got a lot of people soaking wet. And the pace continues for Lou Holtz. 2nd and 5. 10-7. Here's Jenkins behind his intended receiver, Thomas. Now turnovers have been a factor in this ball game.
Well, they were a factor last week for Carolina, 7 of them. Today, 3. A couple fumbles. And then this interception. But, I mean, that was just David Pollock making a tremendous play. Georgia, the freshman, turning it over. Tyson Browning. And then Fred Gibson turning it over on the hit.
And right now it's 3rd down and 5, a 3-point difference in the ball game.
There's Ryan Brewer. Keep an eye on him.
Comes the blitz, the pass. Oh my goodness, a little low, and Ryan Brewer took a heck of a pop and lost his helmet. DeCorey Bryant, number 22.
Well, they tried to go to Ryan Brewer, and it was a low ball. I mean, that's a hard catch to make, reaching down to his feet and then taking a serious shot on the head.
He may feel that about 2 o'clock this morning. Tyler Dean on the front deep to Damian Gary.
Can't emphasize enough field position. Georgia is playing a field position game right now.
This one returnable, Gary, but he called a fair catch. A 34-yard punt for the 2nd time in succession. And today's Home Depot Scholar athlete is C.J. Fry of South Carolina. C.J. graduated with a degree in business administration in 3.5 years. Home Depot's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to the University of South Carolina Scholarship Fund. C.J. Fry, whose dad Curtis is the track and field coach, both men's and women's here at South Carolina, and whose women's team won the NCAA championship last spring in Baton Rouge. Here is Musa Smith. Got a huge gaping hole at right tackle and moves down inside the 40, a pickup of 12 yards. Well, let's again go back to New York and check in with Tim.
Fellas, Cliff Kingsbury broke Major Applewhite's record for passing yardage in the Big 12 today. Here's one to Nehemiah Glover, his 2nd touchdown pass, 42-28. The track meet is on. Ole Miss with the ball and moving. Back to Vernon Todd.
All right, Tim, thank you. 40-0. 40-0, the ball at the 40. I don't think so.
No.
1st and 10.
Georgia trying to eat some clock now as well as get yards.
Musa Smith. Now we saw DJ Shockley limping a moment ago. Let's get more from Jill Arrington on the sideline.
Well, Vern, DJ Shockley is out of the game. He has an injury to his left ankle. They are icing it, and the medical staff has told me he is out.
All right, Jill, thanks. 10-7. Shockley played for his dad, Don, College Park, just near the Atlanta airport.
He's a talented kid, you know, and it's a tough deal for Mark Richt. I mean, DJ was one of the prime recruits in Mark Richt's first recruiting class. He inherited David Green. David Green played better than anybody would have guessed last year. He's got 2 guys that he thinks are both talented, and he Both can win with both of them.
Matter of fact, Mark Richt recruited DJ Shockley when Mark was at Florida State. DJ said it came down to Maryland, Georgia, or Florida State. Then Jim Donnan was fired. That eliminated Georgia, but Mark Richt was hired, and that brought Georgia back into the mix. Up the middle, J.T. Wall. A rare carry for the fullback. But a timely one. It's the first of the year.
So rare that it caught South Carolina completely off guard. They're thinking toss to Musa. Watch this defense run out of here, and there goes the fullback right in the gap. They ran past it. John Stinchcomb, the All-American left tackle with a big block. And again, the running game now. Not only are they chewing up yardage, they're chewing up clock as we get ready to go under 5 minutes.
After the 14-yard run, first down at the 15. And Green slips. Looks like he got his feet tangled with his center, Ian Knight.
Got stepped on.
Nashawn, is Kevin Breedlove, who's in at center now, has moved over.
Loss of 3 yards, second down to 13.
Loss of 3. There's Kevin Breedlove. They've had injury problems at center. And so Breedlove, the starting left guard, also moves over and serves as the center on occasion. Another South Carolinian. There's the ice on DJ Shockley.
One thing David Green's doing here, he's trying to use as much of the play clock as he can. Don't lose your momentum, but eat as much clock as you can.
Smith had a busy day. Jermaine Lemon, number 36, with the tackle. Well, let's take a look at our CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Yards in the second half, 181 to 95 as Shockley heads to the locker room. Get complete game stats at cbssportsline.com or America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. 3rd and 12.
I think another key stat in this second half is that Georgia has started their average possessions on their own 39-yard line. South Carolina on their own 11. And so as they keep exchanging punts in this low-scoring game, Georgia keeps getting to play downhill, and South Carolina is having to play uphill.
And the biggest play of the game set up by that poor field position as South Carolina started at the 4-yard line, and David Pollock made a brilliant interception of Corey Jenkins.
Well, you're out. Life called.
Life called.
And guess what?
You're late.
Because you're trying to be everywhere, do everything.
What you need is some serious money management.
Experts who can create a model portfolio. Then manage it based on your investment objectives.
The money management pros doing what they do.
You
doing what you do.
Fidelity's Funds Manager Program, a portfolio of mutual funds designed to manage for people like you. Call Fidelity, because you're not just invested, you're personally invested.
You really have. Time now for the Fidelity Investment scoring recap. The first field goal came from Bennett before the rain delay, and here's the play of the game. David Pollock knocking the ball loose, then grabbing it for an interception and a touchdown. Ryan Brewer came back, this 25-yard pass to make it 10-7. But that's where we stand, and now a 3rd down and 12. Mark Richt's Georgia Bulldogs trying to win for the first time in 3 years. They have lost the last 2 to the Gamecocks of South Carolina.
And I'm sure he doesn't want to do anything foolish here, but a touchdown would be way better than a field goal. A field goal, you can still get beat with a touchdown and an extra point, but a touchdown makes South Carolina have to score twice with 3 minutes left.
Stunts by the Gamecock defense. Green flips it out. It is caught by Edwards. His first catch of the game, but not enough for the first down. And Terrence Edwards hurt.
Well, this works in favor of South Carolina. You never like to see a guy down with an injury, but the fact that the clock has stopped allows South Carolina to save one of their timeouts. They have 2 left. Here's Edwards trying to reach for that first down and just lands on the football.
Ted Crawford with the tackle, and Terrence Edwards getting a little medical help. Time called. We'll be right back.
Miami beats Minnesota in ice hockey. North Dakota wins national surfing championship. Nebraska drops football for badminton. Just a reminder from Olympus Cameras, nothing's impossible.
You may now kiss the bride. You may now kiss the other bride.
Can't quite commit? Then don't. 7-Eleven offers prepaid phones from AT&T Wireless. No contracts, no bills, now half off.
I think it was the wind being knocked out of Terrence Edwards. He's going to trot off without assistance. One catch today. And Jill Arrington confirming from the sideline that it was just the wind knocked out of Terrence Edwards. Now Billy Bennett's going to come on 4th down and 2 and attempt a field goal that would give Georgia nuts.
Langston Moore blocked a field goal in the game last year. A critical play in the game.
Here's Bennett. Up and through. 25-yard field goal for Billy Bennett. He struggled during two-a-days, almost lost his job, but he came back with a game winner from 43 2 weeks ago against Clemson, and he's just kicked his second here.
It's surprising how much you miss from 35,000 feet, especially this time of year. Can you hear the leaves of gold crunch beneath your feet? Feel the warmth of family, or show your old hometown to someone who's never seen it before. Get yourself down to ground level. That's where the memories live. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo country, and with values like this, they're easy to explore. Alamo, the official rental car of the American vacation.
It's the fiercest rivalry in the SEC, Florida and Tennessee. You gotta love the passion of college football. Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Why do I get the feeling that Deion Sanders doesn't have the same clothing arrangement that
we do? You'd look good in that. You would.
Yeah. Gramps in blue plaid.
Look like Daddy Warbucks.
Oh, man, yeah.
You know, the only good news for South Carolina and Lou Holtz on that score is that because they're receiving a kickoff now and not a punt, they should get decent field position. Again, they've had to start an average position of their own 11 because Georgia's been able to punt them deep so much this second half. If they get a decent kickoff return, 6 points down, they should at least get the start in a different place of the field.
Now we're getting set for the kickoff. Brett Kerouac. Farabee is the deep man of 3 for South Carolina. 6-point game. Taken by Brewer at the 5. Got a little room. He fumbled.
They got it back.
At the 25.
He fumbled last week on the kickoff return. Usually extremely reliable. And he fumbled again. You see Ryan Brewer, they had a nice return going. And a nice play in there by Derek Holloway, a backup linebacker, able to get his hand in on the football, but South Carolina able to recover. That looks to be Brewer, who is still down.
And while time has been stopped, let's check in on the Florida score. Here's Tim once again.
Okay, fellas, I know it's early and I know there was a rain delay, but watch this. Ernest Graham coughs up the football. Dennis Chukwuemeka picks it up for the Bobcats of Ohio. Now, they were stopped on downs, but it's still 3-0 Ohio over Florida. Vern?
Timmy, I think what that does is provide the Ohio fans with another opportunity to take a picture of the scoreboard.
Another Kodak moment.
1st and 10. Here's Jenkins. Caught. Ages up at the 49-yard line.
Nice play by Corey Jenkins. Does just enough to get away from the defense. And instead of running, he's got his eyes downfield, seeing if something opens up. And on the run, makes a nice throw to Michael Ages, who does a nice job on the end of that play, holding on to it.
That's a gain of 24. The clock starts again now after the chain has been reset. 1st down at the 49. 3 wides, right side, 1 left. Jenkins under pressure has it tipped, and Pinnock cannot hold on, and it is incomplete.
And it's David Pollock again. And this guy has been all over the field. He's had 8 tackles. He's had 2 tackles for loss. And here he is again, pressuring Corey Jenkins into a quick throw. It goes off the helmet of Darius Swain. And Andrew Pinnock probably should have just knocked that thing down, you know, instead of doing anything with it, just beat that thing down to the ground.
Corey Jenkins, 232 total yards now, second down and 10. Here's a quick strike out to the right side to Thomas, but look at the Georgia defenders. A quartet closed on him. So it'll bring up a big third down.
This is 2-down territory now. So, I mean, they're thinking we've got 2 downs to convert here. We're under 2 minutes. South Carolina with 2 timeouts left. So they don't have to panic here, but they do need to keep their tempo up pretty good.
3rd and 7. Andre Gause, who was on the field for the last play, comes to the bench. Matthew Thomas back on the field. Each team 2 timeouts left. At the 49, 3-man Georgia rush. Jenkins has it sail on him, almost picked off by Greg Blue.
David Pollock again. He was the one who was in there and forced the play. Now they have Jeff Barnes in there, number 52, is the new right tackle. And Jeff Barnes doesn't do any better against David Pollock. Could have been called for holding. He gets in there and forces the bad throw. And what you see with David Pollock is he is a guy who is getting off the ball very quickly. He's anticipating the snap. He's got a great burst off the ball. We know he's got the high motor and he plays hard. And he is really playing well for Georgia's defense.
Injured players, Matthew Thomas, the wide receiver for South Carolina. Gets an assist.
The tough thing about that is he hasn't had a big game, but he is one of the guys that can at least threaten the Georgia defense. And with him coming out of the game, it limits the options for Corey Jenkins. And I'm sure Brian Van Gorder right now is telling his team, keep an eye on 21. Make sure you account for Ryan Brewer. Don't let him beat us in the middle of the field.
4th and 7 with 1:32 to go. And Carolina trailing by 6. Again, Georgia brings 3. Jenkins feeling a little pressure from the backside, delivers. There's Brewer. First down at the 22.
That's homeboy. That's an Ohio guy. I mean, I'm proud of the guy. He is a football player. I mean, they are down on their weapons. They just don't have many weapons. And he does a nice job of crossing the field, and Jenkins able to find him in traffic on the other side of the formation, and South Carolina's still alive. He's gotten beat around. He's gotten knocked around. He's got a bum ankle. He's out there playing ball.
And he's caught 7 for 106 yards. That one for 25. Here's Jenkins. Lobs it. Screen pass. Pinnock got a couple of blocks to the 11-yard line.
Again, clock stops on a first down. They still have 2 timeouts, so there is a no-panic situation for Corey Jenkins. And again, he's 26 years old. But he's not been a starting quarterback at the University of South Carolina very long. And so this is a new situation for him. And he has to manage this game right now as the clock starts up again.
Holtz continues to pace. 1st and 10. Thomas is wide right. 3 men flood the left side.
With 2 timeouts, any running play is still in play here for South Carolina.
Here's Jenkins to the 7-yard line.
Timeout.
Gamecocks take the timeout with 36 seconds to go. They have a 2nd down, and they trail by 6.
Yo, Busta Rhymes, I'm a huge fan. I'm on a date with this honey, Erica. Man, you could hook me up if you came by the table and said hi. See what I could do, man. Yo, for real? Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, yo, dog, what's going on, Buster? Can't you see I'm busy? Keeps calling me. Want to rap on my record. You got disrespected. I don't think I got dissed at all. Why you say that? Did y'all meet Erica yet? From last night?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Second down and 6 at the 7-yard line. Carolina trailing by 6 with 1 timeout left.
Well, the key thing, that's the key thing for Corey Jenkins, who I really think he has really shown some stuff in the second half. I mean, he has really improved. But he's got that 1 timeout in his back pocket, so he doesn't have to force anything here. Second down and 6. He's a running threat. Andrew Pinnock in the backfield, a running threat. And Ryan Brewer, number 21, a threat anywhere.
He He's in the slot to the left. Gauze and Ages also split left, and Thomas top of the screen to the right side. Second down. Here's Jenkins with a lot of time. Pressure now comes from the back. It's Pollock. Jenkins out of bounds to stop the clock at the 4-yard line.
Did a nice job with getting out of bounds. Again, saving that timeout. Lots of time left with 29 seconds.
At the 4-yard line.
And they can get a first down. So, I mean, they've got probably third and 3 at the 4-yard line. They can get a first down without scoring.
Put yourself inside the minds of Skip Holtz. What do you think here?
I think they might run this one and then use that timeout if they don't get the first down or if they don't score. This might be a good time for a quarterback draw from Corey Jenkins.
Pinnock to the right. Jenkins gets a block on Pollock. Pulls up, runs. He's going to be very close for the first down.
They got to call timeout. I don't think they got the first down, but they've got to call timeout.
Have not yet, nor have they. Now they have. And that is the final timeout of the game for the Gamecocks.
They tried to roll him out a little bit, and there's that guy again, David Pollock, who's in hot pursuit. He almost trips up Corey Jenkins. You see Jenkins never afraid to stick his nose in there, but because he stumbled a little bit, he didn't have a full head of steam going towards that goal line. They did not make the first down, so it's 4th down and 1 now on the 2-yard line.
Well, it was a year ago. South Carolina, Georgia, the opening kickoff. Derek Watson, 66 yards. That eventually led to one of only 2 touchdowns. The second game with 1:22 left, Phil Petty completed a 16-yard pass to Brian Scott, giving the Gamecocks a 14-9 victory and a second straight win over the Bulldogs.
The other thing about that is that Georgia had a 1st and goal on the 1 in that game. A couple penalties moved the ball back, and they had to settle for a 27-yard field goal to go up 10 to whatever, went up by 3. And South Carolina able to come right back and answer with a touchdown to win the football game.
4th and 1 at the 2. A 13-7 game with 20 seconds to go. And a 26-year-old quarterback playing on a field that's only 2 miles from the house in which he lived when he grew up. Here's Jenkins. Option play. Pinnock. Fumble. A fumble. Another South Carolina fumble. David Pollock.
They went with the option, and Pinnock is the pitch man. I don't think it was a bad pitch. It was a good pitch. Andrew Pinnock, I think, was eyeing the goal line and not the football. David Pollock there on the play, but I don't think this was a bad pitch. Turnovers, unbelievable. And Lou Holtz, I mean, you saw him on the sideline last week in Charlottesville. The turnovers eating at him, and again, 4th down, they go to the option. Pollock is the guy they're optioning. He forces the pitch, and it's a good pitch. I mean, that one's on Andrew Pinnock. Because Corey Jenkins, he's got to come down the line, and whatever David Pollock does, that determines whether he keeps the ball or pitches it. And Pollock made him pitch.
3rd fumble lost by South Carolina in the game. 2nd one inside the 5-yard line. And David Pollock and the Georgia defenders help Georgia prevail. They win it by a count of 13-7. 4th and 1 at the 2. The option pitch goes to Andrew Pinnock. And Lou Holtz just went from 65 years of age to 73. Georgia prevails 13-7 in a game delayed at the outset by 50-minute lightning in the area. And the player of the game, this one unanimous, David Pollock. 1 interception for a touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, 8 tackles, number 47, defensive end, Georgia, player of the game. Let's check in with Jill Arrington.
Coach Richt, you've got to be proud of your defense. They won this game for you tonight. That fumble recovery just now, were you proud of the way they played today?
Well, defense and kicking game. Right now, that's about all we can do. Offensively, we got so many things to straighten out. I can't even begin to say what we got to do there, but very thankful for the victory, and I'm very, very proud of that defense.
And how about that Pollock interception in the end zone?
Well, it's David Pollock, and I think people are going to learn what kind of ball player he is. He's got a heart of a lion. I'm real proud of that kid.
What are you going to work on offensively to try to get some more consistency heading forward?
Well, I think we need to work on everything offensively.
And how about DJ Shockley? How's he feeling?
Shockley has got something with his foot that he can barely walk now. I don't know how serious it is. We'll have to get an x-ray to find out.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
All right, the Georgia Bulldogs, they won 4 in a row on the road last year. The streak goes to 5 under second-year head coach Mark Richt.
Play of the game right here. David Pollock, the interception and the touchdown. Boy, South Carolina, I mean, they're going to be on themselves tonight. I mean, 2 times inside the 5-yard line, no points.
3 fumbles lost in this game. That goes with 7 turnovers in a loss last week. The biggest play, David Pollock's interception off Corey Jenkins in the end zone. It was a 13-7 win for Georgia in a rainstorm in Columbia. For Jill Arrington, Todd Blackledge, I'm Vern Lundquist. We'll see you next week from Knoxville, Florida, and Tennessee.